boys and girls championships. Oh, it's good to have it here in Southern Utah. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson, Andy Griffin with you as we get ready for all Region 10 state championship showdown. Dixie and Snow Canyon, they split in the regular season. They meet again with all the marbles on the line, guys. Should be fun. We want to welcome everybody into the Interior Design Center pregame show. We just saw, if you're just tuning in, Desert Hills in double overtime get one championship, 58-55. They beat Ridgeline, and Desert Hills is your 4A girls champs.
I'm sorry about that. I am so excited about the big guy matchup in this game. Yeah. I mean, it's centers really, to me, Lemke versus Simmons, and maybe they won't be guarding each other the whole game. But those two guys, in my mind, are the biggest story of this one. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of guys that do a lot of good things, but those two, oh, baby.
And it's kind of been the story of Region 9. It's been the kind of the year of the big man in Region 10 this year. And I agree with you, AG. With Simmons and Lemke, both guys Simmons a junior. He's been playing varsity ball since he was a freshman. Of course, Lemke, a super sophomore with many more varsity minutes ahead of him. But they're already in the state championship and cannot wait for the Battle of the Titans in the paint.
If you missed how these teams got here, it was Snow Canyon getting a technical foul. Hayden Howell of Skyview ties the game. Then there was a foul. Caleb Anderson Foreman goes to the line before that. I mean, it was chaotic at the end. Howell ties it up after Foreman tied it up when the Snow Canyon players left the bench before the timeout was called. And then Will Warner gets the steal after Skyview had the possession, tied 45-45. And he passed to Bowen Hammer, who missed it, and Lyman Simmons puts it home. 47-45. Warriors got an improbable win, guys. That was amazing the way that game played out yesterday.
A really weird ending, because I think when Hammer shot it and missed, I think a lot of people stopped. They're like, oh, the game's over. There was like 4 seconds left, and Lyman Simmons got the rebound, collected, laid it up and in. There were still 2 seconds left. At that point, though, it's too late. A full court shot, no good for Ridgeline, and for Skyview. What a win, though, for the Snow Canyon Warriors. Wow.
And they took a huge – there were times at that game I was like, oh, it's over. The Snow Canyon, the number 1 seed, has lost this game, but they just kept – kind of like Dixie. They took a punch against Cedar. They got down huge and battled back, and so both of these teams haven't had just a kind of walk through the bracket by any means. They're used to getting through adversity, and there will be times for both of them in this championship game where they'll have to get through it again. So it should be a great game.
You mentioned it. Dixie got through Cedar in the quarters, and then yesterday they beat Ridgeline.
Yeah.
And one of the storylines was Grant Carter's defense against Caden Cox. I mean, he kind of locked him down, and Bronson Barr been leading the Flyers, 18 points, the final score, 56-47. And here they are splitting in the regular season, meeting for this one. I'm excited, and this is a great turnout. We're still, just under 30 minutes away from the tip-off, and this place is going to be, if you're on your way to the Burns Arena, I'd get here quick, because at 4,300 and some change, they're going to stop selling tickets. So get in line now if you want a seat. If not, glad you're with us on the Stephen Wade live stream or on 97.7 ESPN and Region 10 Radio Network. This is, again, the Interior Design Center pregame show. Make your house more like home. Brooke Nyberg and the staff. Check them out on Instagram. See some of the cool things they can do for your flooring, your windows. They can help you remodel the whole house. Or visit the website, interior-designcenter.com. All right, lots of storylines, lots of matchups within the matchup to talk about. We're going to get to Coach Meacham versus Coach Roberts. We're going to talk about all these things. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout, come back, and really start diving in as we get you ready for Snow Canyon Dixie for all the marbles.
We know it takes an entire community to make Southern Utah thrive. You will see us on the fields, on the courts, at festivals, and in the schools, and everywhere in between. From Southern Utah's Auto Mall, we help you create memories that bolster joy in our community. It's the reason why we've got it made in Southern Utah, and why you've got it made at Stephen Wade.
Okay, you're all set.
Wow, that was easy.
Man, I'm having a hard time working. I know, it's Monday's killing. Monday already? Man, what got into that guy?
Oh, he got high-speed internet from InfoWest.
Really?
It's making us look bad.
InfoWest, the internet people. Voting Adams Wealth Advisors the gold winner for Best Financial Planner in the Best of Northern Utah competition. Understanding your family, jobs, and goals is how Adams Wealth Advisors will continue to earn your trust.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind, whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team.
Welcome back, Burns Arena, Dixie State University, 4,300 and some change, and I think there's not going to be an empty seat. Andy, you guys remember, I'm just going to refer to you both as Andy tonight.
Yeah,
Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson. I'm going to go AG and AT tonight.
That works.
We've had a few state tournaments here, and every time it is packed when it's been head-to-head. I think it was Pineview Hurricane one year back around 2009.
Pineview Dixie. That was Steve Molessa versus Ken Robinson coaching.
Yeah, and
great game.
So I'm expecting this one to sell out tonight, and already at least 3,000 fans are in the arena for this game.
Look at that Snow Canyon student section over there. Wow.
Yeah, no question. Both these, they're going to be loud. They're going to be rowdy. We're biased probably a little bit because we're with ESPN Radio in St. George, but we think the student sections here in Region 10 are unbelievable. I remember that senior night game we were doing in the jungle, Andy.
Yeah.
The seniors vacated and left the gym. They come in running all the way around the top with strobe light, cell phone, flashlights on, took their seats right as they were introducing the Snow Canyon starting lineup. That place was going crazy. And I'll tell you, the two ringleaders of that student section of the jungle, Luke Anderson and Isaac Lyon, two stars on the baseball field. And then you got our buddy Beecher.
Beecher Fields.
Beecher Fields that leads the bomb squad. I mean, they're going to get after it tonight.
Yeah, and, this is going to be the loudest gym that we've seen all year with these two student sections. They do contribute to their team's success, and they go all out, and they're always part of kind of the show, watching the stuff they come up with. They've done a tremendous job all year.
Tapestry, man. I love the tapestry of unprofessional sports, whether it's high school or college. You got these kids. Nobody's paying these guys, right?
Yeah.
In fact, these student athletes used to be the dumb jocks. Not anymore. These student athletes are going to practice. They get home practice. They're studying. They're going online. They're doing everything you have to do to get good grades. I love the way athletics has turned out at the amateur level.
Interior Design Center pregame show, title sponsor all season long of high school sports here on the network. Our friends at Ideal Home and Paint. Shout out to all our streaming sponsors, too, hooking up with us and helping out for the state tournament. We got a bunch of people from Cache Valley, people from Southern Utah, helping us get the live stream going. If you're listening on radio, you want to watch the Stephen Wade live stream, you can go to our website, sportsradio977.com. There's a link to watch it there. We've actually got a little website built where you can see some of our sponsors at 4astate.com, or you can go to KSLSports.com. It's all the same feed. Devin, Andy, and Andy bringing you the game. We got about 22 minutes before the tip. AG, tell me where your excitement level is, and I know you're excited about those big mans. Give me more on these big men, the matchup within the matchup down low.
I was thinking about it. There's really no answer for where to have the state tournament. It seems like if it's in Logan, someone from Logan inevitably wins it. It seems like if it's in St. George, someone from down here in Southern Utah inevitably wins it. We got the Daily Double today, though. I am so excited. We've had a chance all year long, Andy and Devin, to watch Dixie, to watch Snow Canyon, the progression, how these teams have gotten better. Snow Canyon was good from the get-go. I think Dixie struggled a little early, got better and better and better, and it culminated with that road win at Snow Canyon late in the year.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, AG, I didn't expect this to be Dixie's year to go to a state championship. I mean, that was last year with all the, Finlinson and Bennett and those guys. This year, I mean, they've got a bunch of sophomores playing. Risco Brooks, who is supposed to be their best player, gets hurt early in the region season. So for me, Coach Roberts getting the Flyers to the state championship this year is absolutely remarkable.
Coaching job.
And you think of the contributors. I mean, Jordan Roberts, a sophomore point guard, was the player of the game in that Cedar game. You've got, obviously, Kyle Lemke, who's a next-level player, but still just a sophomore. I'm just so blown away. Whereas Snow Canyon, they're supposed to be here this year. I mean, they've got star power. They got the big three, all this stuff. But I think it's going to be a great matchup. Dixie has from the first time we saw them play Ridgeline Devon in the holiday tournament, where they scored like 2 field goals in the first half without Risco, to now they're in the state championship. So the development of this Flyer team to this point is unbelievable.
And it was just a couple of years ago, Dixie was the last Region 10 state champ until Cedar did it last year. But this is the second year in a row. Last year was Cedar Desert Hills. And again, this year it's an all Region 10 state championship game. And that's saying something, because Ridgeline and Skyview and some of these teams in Cache Valley are really good. But Region 10's been flexing their muscles the last couple seasons.
I'm not going to lie. When I saw Caden Cox in the quarterfinals hitting those 30-foot three-pointers, I thought, well, Ridgeline's going to win this thing. I really thought they were the best team here. Dixie dismantled them. And again, you can't say enough about the defensive job Grant Carter and the rest of the Dixie Flyers did on Caden Cox yesterday to get them to this championship game. We don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like these two teams right now are very evenly matched.
And Andy, to your point about the coaching job that Coach Roberts has done, it was him moving in the Cedar game Jordan Roberts to the 2 guard, putting Grant Carter at the point guard that got that comeback in the second half. Andy, what was it, 32-13 run in the second half as Cedar kind of started playing not to lose, and Dixie took advantage.
Yeah, they had nine points at halftime. 9. I mean, I scored 9 points in my high school career. That's how low that number is.
For Coach Meacham, it's an abundance of talent. You get Owen Mackey, Will Warner's cousin, that moves in. He's only a sophomore. And this region, you talk about the all-region teams that are going to come out. The coaches will vote and figure all that out. We'll talk about that in our wrap-up show a little bit and give you some of our thoughts on that. I know Burns is going to join us a little bit later on. But let's let the game play out first. But you're going to have a lot of sophomores. I mean, Mackey, you look at Lemke, sophomore, Roberts, sophomore. I mean, there's some really young talent in this region, and they're just going to reload and spin it around again next year. But first things first, we got a state championship to play. And earlier it was Desert Hills with the title over Ridgeline in double overtime, 58-53. Do you guys think, what's the odds, since we're so close to Las Vegas, I want a number from both of you, that this game goes to overtime? What odds would you give? 5-1, 8-1, 50-50? What do you think?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'll say I would go 70% chance it goes to OT.
Wow. Ooh,
I just think it's I think it's going to be low scoring. I think they're going to extend the possessions. Maybe that's wishful thinking, but I hope it does.
I think there's going to be a 90% chance it'll be close. Going to actual overtime, I'm going to go 3-1 odds on that one. I don't think it'll go to overtime. It could, but I do think it is going to come down to 1 or 2 key moments, key possessions late in this contest, and that's when, who has the intestinal fortitude to make that one big play late.
Yeah.
Let's take another 2-minute timeout. Still a ton to get to. We got to get to our Camping World keys to the game. We got to pick an Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch player for each team. That's not going to be easy to do. We've also got a lot more to discuss here before the tip-off. Still just under 18 minutes from the tip in the state title game. Snow Canyon Dixie from Dixie State's Burns Arena. 2-minute timeout. We're right back with more Interior Design Center pregame show.
Voting Adams Wealth Advisors the gold winner for Best Financial Planner in the Best of Northern Utah competition. Understanding your family, jobs, and goals is how Adams Wealth Advisors will continue to earn your trust.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today. Please see adamswealthadvisors.com for more information on these recent awards.
Are you unsure about your flooring and window covering projects? Look no further than the experts at Brent's Interiors. Brent's Interiors has been inspiring the people of St. George and surrounding areas with our beautiful showroom full of flooring and window coverings. Our incredible design team can help educate you on all the newest designs, styles, and color options. Brent's Interiors, just another reason friends send friends to Brent's Interiors, a Flooring America dealer. Visit Brent'sInteriorsFlooringAmerica.com.
We are back, and we are excited here. It's not often, but every once in a while you get an all-Region 10 showdown. And to get it in back-to-back years, guys, Cedar Desert Hills last year and now Snow Canyon Dixie this year is a lot of fun. And you can see that by already, we still got just a little bit over 15 minutes of our pregame show, and there are not many seats left in the stands, AG.
Yeah, I love the crowd, love the tapestry of what we're seeing here tonight. I am 100% convinced. There's probably maybe 500, 700 seats available. They will be full by the time we tip this thing off. And again, if you want to get in here, you need to get in here quickly. Going to be a great crowd. Probably, you guys probably don't remember this. I know, Andy, you weren't here. Devin, you were just a youngster. But back in the day when Dixie was a junior college team, they had two great rivals, Snow College and College of Southern Idaho. And this building was jam-packed when those two teams came to town. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it's going to be wild. It's going to be loud. In fact, we don't have our headset volume all the way jacked by about tip-off. I think we're going to have to boost our headset volume here at the Burns Arena. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson, Andy Griffin. You got all three of us. Settle in and enjoy the show. All right, let's dive into this game a little bit more. Let's start with, let me ask you this. Who do you think Grant Carter guards? Do you think they put him on Will Warner, or do you think that they put him on somebody else? Because I can't stop thinking about how good Carter was defensively against Caden Cox yesterday.
Well, it's some weird matchups because Bowen Hammer is a guard, plays like a guard, dribbles like a guard,
but he's 6'6",
shoots like a guard, but he's 6'6". Grant Carter is about a foot shorter than that. Well, maybe
about 6'1".
Yeah, maybe 5-6 inches shorter than that. So that's a tough matchup for him. I don't think you can put Carter on Hammer. What do you think?
Yeah, it's probably maybe starts with Warner, goes to Mackey when it comes down to crunch time. But, if Mackey gets going, I think that's the playmaker in kind of the swing position that Carter's going to have to slow down. We've seen Mackey in this tournament, kind of be the man, going back to the quarterfinal matchup where he was, their top scorer. So he can really get going, and we've seen Carter be able to stymie sometimes the other team's best player. So, yeah, I anticipate that, maybe him floating from one guard to the next.
Another interesting defensive matchup to me, if you can't put Carter on Hammer, who do you have guard Hammer? Because I don't think Lemke or Webb is fast enough for Hammer, and certainly don't want to draw your big guys all the way out 25 feet from the hoop. They won't be able to help you out rebounding. So that's going to be a really tough matchup for Dixie on how to figure out how to guard Bowen Hammer.
Absolutely, and we look at Bronson Barb and his ability, but he's another guy who you kind of want to rim protect, especially if Keen Webb's out of the game, and he gets, seems like 10, 12 rebounds a game. So
such a great rebound.
Yeah, Hammer is just a matchup issue. What's interesting to me in this matchup is the old cliche that tournament play is dominated by guards. Like Ridgeline, their best player has the ball in his hands to start every possession. Sometimes it's hard to get it down to the big guy in the playoffs because the defenses are so hyper. And so both of these teams, one of the big challenges is, look, in the regular season, we threw it down to Simmons almost every possession, but they're going to be on him with two guys sandwiching him on the post, trying to get you to work it a different way. Same with Lemke for Dixie in the post. So how good can each team be at getting it to their best player 80% of the time in a half-court sets, getting it to the big guy just like it's a regular season game? Sometimes in the playoffs, it's harder and harder to do that. We'll see how they execute that in the half-court.
You kind of stole one of my Camping World keys to the game. I was going to talk about that being key. Who can get the ball to the big guy in a position where he can score? I'm not talking about a catch out of 25 feet.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a catch down on the baseline at 8 feet from the hoop.
Yeah.
The analysts going to work already. Andy Griffin, Andy Thompson inside our Interior Design Center pre-game show, and it's going to be fun. We're going to take another quick 2-minute timeout. Lots more to get to. We'll start diving into the keys to the game. What is going to be vital to hoist that state championship trophy? Plus, we're going to get close to the tip-off, pick our Star Watch brought to you by our friends at Intermountain Sports Performance. Stay with us. 2-minute timeout, getting you closer to the tip, and I'm hearing this might be already a sellout, so I don't know if they're even selling any more tickets at the door. I got a couple of people checking on that, so if you're listening on radio on the way to the arena, you may be too late. We'll try to give you an update when we come back after this 2-minute timeout.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
This is Dr. Burke from Burke & Beckstrom Orthodontics. Did you know that you don't need a referral from your dentist to visit us? That's right. We offer complimentary consultations with no strings attached, no pressure, and no referral needed. We are often asked, what is the best age for me to take my child in to see you? We are in agreement with the American Association of Orthodontists and want to do the first orthodontic consultation at age 7. This will ensure that growth and development are normal and allow for preventive or corrective treatment to ensure that a small problem at a young age does not become a bigger problem later on. Give us a call or visit us online at burkeandbeckstromortho.com and learn how we can help you and your family smile forward.
Lots of places you can watch or listen to this game because I'm hearing it is a sellout tonight in the Burns Arena. I knew that was going to be the case. I was putting that out on social media. I was telling people you better get here early if you want to be in the building for this crosstown rivalry. But you can watch the Stephen Wade stream. Again, 4astate.com is the place to watch this game because I'm hearing they're turning away people at the line was so long and now they've reached capacity. Now, not everybody's in their seat yet, guys, but it's going to be loud in here, isn't it?
Yeah, cannot wait for tip.
I was watching our video stream. John Judkin's on there with Jeff Clough. Mike Olson is in there. Wonder what all those gurus are talking about.
Probably talking about it sold out. What do we do?
Yeah. Where are we going to put people? No more seats to put butts in, that's
all right.
for sure.
We've waited. We've talked a lot of things. But let's get into the keys to the game, guys. Give me a couple big ones for the Dixie Flyers. Let's start with Coach Roberts and the Flyers. AG, what do you think? We'll start with you.
Well, first of all, I love the way Jordan Roberts, his son, has played here in the postseason. He's a kid who has really picked things up. I mean, this guy's in 10th grade. Okay, by now you can say, well, he's got enough experience. He's not a sophomore anymore. But he's really heady, really smart kid. What he lacks in size, he makes up for in smarts and in toughness. So, for Coach Roberts, I think having him out there to help lead the way along with Grant Carter makes their team very, very dangerous. But let's be honest, those two guys are not very big, either one of them. There's going to be some matchup nightmares with both Mackey and Bowen, Hammer, in the backcourt. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle the matchups. As for Dixie, again, two big guys, not one, two big guys, Webb and Lemke. Let's see if they can get them the ball.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, if it becomes difficult to enter it down to Lemke, and Lemke's a true old school post player. He doesn't stretch it out. He's not worried about shooting a three in the corner. He goes post to post, high post. That's it. If they're going to deny him the ball and do a good job not allowing Dixie to get it down to him, my big thing with the Flyers this year is who can create their own shot from the perimeter. Barbin's a knockdown shooter, but he's not going to beat you off the dribble. Roberts can drive to the basket, but he's usually a facilitator. So for me, it's Grant Carter breaking down his defender and getting the shot, whether it's going to the hoop or stopping and popping at 8 feet. They need somebody when their back's up against the wall and they can't go through Drew Lemke who can get past their defender and create their own shot in a key situation, and that was Carter the other night.
Camping World keys to the games for the Dixie Flyers. And appreciate Camping World St. George. Huge selection, biggest selection in Southern Utah. RVs, motor coaches, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and a full retail store and service department. 1500 Hilton Drive or campingworldstgeorge.com. Get out and see the West Desert. Get out and see some baseball games this summer in your new RV from Camping World St. George. All right, let's turn it over. Camping World keys for the Snow Canyon Warriors.
I'm going to say role players. Guys like Zach Call. We keep talking about the big men and how much attention. Snow Canyon's got 3 guys that draw a lot of attention, and so I think, you go down to Simmons, he's double-teamed. Somebody like Zach Call is going to have an opportunity to make some cuts from the high post or from the perimeter and get a lot of open shots if they're smart about it. We've seen Zach Call. I mean, that kid is a special player on both sides of the floor. He can jump out of the building, Devin. He's had some of the best dunks in the region this year. So I think we talk about the big 3, but I think in a close game, it comes down to somebody like a Zach Call or Walker Morrison off the bench.
Seniors.
Or, yeah, absolutely, making a big shot down the stretch. You can rely on your big 3, obviously, for 80% of your points if you need to, but one of those guys has to step up as well.
And let us not forget Will Warner. Remember,
Will Warner, yeah.
Who made the steal that saved the game last night? It was Will Warner, who came out of nowhere, seemingly made the steal. There was a lot of body contact with Will and the guy that he stole the ball from. No call. You don't make a call on that point in the game. And then even though Simmons got the game winner, that never would have happened without, like you said, a role player in Will Warner. I love Coach Meacham. I love what he's done with the Snow Canyon program. Players play, players win, but without a good coach, especially at the high school level, I don't think you're going to get anywhere. And when Snow Canyon made the hire to bring Coach Meacham down here when Coach Brown retired, I thought, you know what, this is smart. Bring a guy who wants to live in St. George and wants to coach a program up, and look what Snow Canyon has become.
Lyman Simmons, 15.6 points a game. Owen Mackey, 13.2. And Bowen Hammer, 14.6. That's the big 3 that you guys were just talking about. Those are the season averages. Dixie, of course, they've got a little bit of balance as well. Lemke, 13 a game. Risco Brooks, unfortunately, their leading scorer, out for the season. I mean, for the early part of the season when he was healthy, guys, he was averaging 24 points a game. He was leading the state. He can't go. Didn't get cleared for the state tournament with the face fracture. I hate it for Risco Brooks. I asked him last night, I was walking out, he was there. I said, any chance you can play in our high school all-star game on March 5th? He's like, I don't know. They're still saying me a couple weeks before any kind of contact. I'm like, can you at least come throw some lobs in the dunk contest and shoot the 3? And he's like, I can shoot the 3. So hopefully we'll at least get Risco maybe in the 3-point shootout for the All-Star game on Saturday, March 5th. It'll be at Dixie High School. Just get your tickets at the gate. It'll start at 4 p.m. Other scoring, Grant Carter has been great. The junior, 11.1 points per game. Bronson Barbin, 7.3 points per game. He had 18 yesterday, but he averages 7.8 rebounds a game. Webb's 5.4 points, 7.5 rebounds a game. And Lemke averages 5.4 rebounds a game. How big are the Red Rock real estate rebounding stats going to be tonight in this one?
Well, I really like the progression of Bronson Barbin. I don't know if you guys remember, last year it didn't seem like he could throw it in the ocean from the beach. You know what I'm saying? And this year, it's got to be hard work, right? Got to be hard work and effort that he turned himself into a good shooter. One of the best three-point shooters now on the team and a great free-throw shooter. Bronson Barbin has turned into a man and an important man for Dixie High.
It's incredible. I love watching him play defense. Yeah, he's blocking shots. He's getting rebounds. He's knocking down threes. It becomes more rarer and rarer nowadays that the star stud football player is also one of the studs on the basketball team. Love these multi-sport athletes, and Bronson's been awesome, like you said, to watch him develop. Beginning of last year, he was primarily JV, and then by the end of the year, he was one of their guys that they relied on off the bench to make threes for him, and that takes a ton of work, and he's been a knockdown shooter this year.
This is the Interior Design Center pregame show. Appreciate Brooke Nyberg and the staff, 20 years helping your house look more like home. Appreciate Camping World, keys to the game, brought to you by Camping World. And now, guys, let's pick our Intermountain Sports Performance Star Watch. Improve speed, power, agility, overall sports performance. A lot of the guys were playing, probably trained at Intermountain Sports Performance at one point or another. And who are we going to pick tonight, guys? If you guys sorted this out, you got a guy locked and loaded, AG?
I'm telling you, the obvious choice would be Lemke and Simmons, but I'm not going there. I love rebounds. I love tough guys. Anderson Foreman for Snow Canyon. He's a tough guy who gets rebounds. Bronson Barbin for Dixie. He's a tough guy that gets rebounds. My Star Watch is Barbin and Anderson Foreman, and who's going to get more rebounds?
Oh, let's do two tonight, Andy. You got anybody different than that? Anderson,
oh, man,
Foreman,
I'll go with the two Titans. I mean, we'll go with the easy one. Simmons versus Lemke. I think that's going to be awesome.
Simmons versus Lemke. Coach Roberts shaking hands with the officials for this game. And I think they already shook hands with the Snow Canyon Warriors. We are under 60 seconds before we're going to get the Sky Mountain starting lineups. Hit it to the skies at the beautiful Sky Mountain Golf Course out in Hurricane. One of the best public courses in the state, bar none, with Andy Griffin. The best views in Southern. They have weddings there. Because it's so beautiful, that backdrop for your moment. You capture that wedding moment there. Schedule your tee times. Get out and play. 435-635-7888. And hit to the sky at Sky Mountain. Fly Fam circles before the starting lineups. And Snow Canyon going to line up, and the starters will sit on the bench and hit the floor. Final thoughts before we tip this, guys? I'm fired up. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, remember, they played twice already. Each team won by 5 on the other guy's floor, and both games were in the 40s. I don't expect a 70-point game tonight. I expect a 40-something point game. Maybe first team to 50 wins it, huh?
Could be. Andy, final thoughts before?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think we're going to see Coach Roberts take the air out of the ball, getting the last shots in the quarters. We've seen Coach Meacham do that a little bit too in close games. So, yeah, I think AG's point about first to 50 might win this thing.
Write it down, man. Like all-star game, first one to 50.
All right, we're going to wait on the Sky Mountain starting lineup until after our national anthem. So they did the anthem for the girls' game, but they're going to do it again for the boys' game. I wasn't sure if they were going to do that. So we are going to step aside, take a 2-minute timeout, and come back and get you ready for the tip. Stay with us.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
The clouds in the sky seem less noticeable than the cloud connected to your phone. Data is quickly becoming the new currency in our society, and all the information you or your business can hold is priceless. So why not store it, secure it, and protect it? That's where we come in. Our job is to assist you in ways that help you to facilitate your business. Conaquin Data Center redefines the meaning of data protection. Located in the disaster-safe zone of St. George, Utah, we have created a faster, friendlier, and more secure way to connect to you.
We know it takes an entire community to make Southern Utah thrive. You will see us on the fields, on the courts, at festivals, and in the schools, and everywhere in between. From Southern Utah's Auto Mall, we help you create memories that bolster joy in our community. It's the reason why we've got it made in Southern Utah, and why you've got it made at Stephen Wade.
Snow Canyon Warriors, and we wish all players good luck in tonight's contest. Both schools are members of the Utah High School Activities Association and support the statewide sportsmanship program, Raise the Law. The Utah High School Activities Association encourages respect for all fans and participants tonight. Take the time to respect all who are attending and participating.
We're fired up here. This is fun for us. Your hometown sports source here, 97.7 ESPN. We get the head-to-head showdown tonight. It's a packed Burns Arena. It's a sold-out Burns Arena. If you are headed here, all I can offer you is the live stream or the radio. 97.7 FM, 1210 AM, or you can watch it at 3 different places. It's all our broadcast. 4astate.com is probably the easiest one to remember. 4astate.com. You can also watch it KSLSports.com or SportsRadio977.com. Live stream tonight presented by Stephen Wade. They're introducing all of the players here for both teams. So we've got still a few more minutes before we'll officially get you to Sky Mountain starting lineups, guys. More final thoughts on this matchup because it's packed in here.
Would it be too much to ask for another double overtime game? That was so fun in the 4A Girls State Championship. Congratulations again to Desert Hills for winning that championship over a heavily favored, in my mind, Ridgeline team. They got it done. Who's favored in this game? I don't know. This is a pick'em, Devin.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 1 versus 2. I mean, just like on the girls' side, it kind of went chalk. Joey Lenardi would be happy with the 4A boys and girls basketball brackets this year.
Yeah, the RPI did its job. Anytime you get 1-2, 1-2 in both the boys and the girls in the championship game, the Robots got to feel pretty happy about itself. I think Snow Canyon, the slight favorite in this one, kept the number 1 RPI rating, only lost 2 times all year, but they split in the regular season, so it's splitting hairs. I'm just looking forward to a good game.
I have no curfew tonight. I have nowhere to be. You guys got anywhere to be after tonight?
I don't think so.
Well, I got to get up at 4 in the morning, but other than that.
Yeah, it's a little earlier tip, We're going to be, it looks like about a 6:10 tip. That's because of Andy's comments moments ago. Desert Hills and Ridgeline went to double overtime, so that's why we're just a little bit late starting it. They had to cut down the nets and have some fun.
Is that a factor, you think? Brand new nets up there? Hold the ball up a little bit?
Might take a split second longer to get through the net, I guess.
Was wondering, they're putting in these brand new nets, how much effort they put into working them out. Because, you're right, the first 23s you make, it hangs there for a second.
It's not like the baseball where they're rubbing mud into them. These are brand spanking new nets.
Stretch those out a little bit,
Appreciate some of our sponsors bringing the play-by-play tonight. Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. And, of course, Anodyne Pain and Wellness. Of course, as always, during the course of the game, we're looking for our Ernie's 2 player of the game. We'll name a player of the game for both teams. And then also the play of the game. And, Andy, in that last overtime game, it didn't come till really late in that Desert Hills girls win.
Yeah, we kept saying, when's the play of the game going to happen? Because I don't think it happened yet. And it turned out to be a Julia Jacobson rebound and probably be late in this one, too.
All right, they're starting to introduce the Sky Mountain starting lineup. Jordy Roberts, the first to be introduced, the sophomore point guard, the coach's son, Bowen Hammer, just a junior. And now Kyle Limke get introduced, and Will Warner for Dixie and Snow Canyon.
That was amazing.
Assistant coach of the Lady Thunder, Carl Frankie, saying hi to us. He's back in the building after a state championship win. Head coach. Now here we go with more Sky Mountain starters. Bronson Barban, how great was he yesterday? 18 points. He hit 2 threes and had a nice 2, all in a sequence, late third, early fourth.
That was the stretch that won them the game, basically, or at least extended it so they had a comfortable lead near the end. But 2 points, 2 threes in a row. Bronson Barban was on fire.
And there's your Intermountain Sports Performance Star Wars player Caleb Anderson Foreman. Now it's Owen Mackey for the Warriors. Grant Carter, one a sophomore, one a junior, and they just shake hands and they could guard each other a lot tonight.
Yeah, they might come face to face a few times, hopefully not literally. But, boy, what a great introduction and crowd as Simmons and Webb get introduced.
And they're even height-wise, guys. That's like 6'9", 6'10" against 6'9", 6'10". We'd have to get a measuring stick out like an NBA combine to see exactly what they are, but they're both really close to the same height.
Yeah, love it. That's going to be a great matchup, too, when they're paired up on each other. And, watching Owen Mackey get introduced as, the student section jumping around a little bit for Snow Canyon as we're getting ready to go. Owen Mackey, I think, has the ability to be the best player on the floor tonight. I know he's a sophomore, and sometimes this year he's been deferential to the older guys, but he has the talent to take over a game, and we'll see if he needs to do that in this one.
Student section for Snow Canyon getting their chance going early and often. Dixie not as loud right now. I think they're saving it, guys. I think they're saving their vocal
before the
cords.
storm, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be Limke to tip it off. Our jump ball tonight brought to you by Simply Wisdom Teeth. One low price, all 4 teeth removed, $8.99. Check out their deal in the Dixie Direct Savings Guide. Appreciate Simply, and if you don't take my word for it, they're the best in town. You can go read over 600 and counting 5-star Google reviews. It'll be Bowen Hammer, not Lyman Simmons. He's the leaper. Over under 5 dunks tonight in this game, we'll find out. Hammer wins the tip. We're underway in the state championship. Warriors have the first possession. They're wearing white, working right to left on your radio dial. Flyers digging defensively, wearing the blue with the white trim. On the wing, it's Mackey. Dribbles to the right behind the back. It's a Foreman straight away left side to Warner. One of these teams will get off to a hot start. You got to imagine, both capable. Simmons passes up, a pass to Warner, now gets it to him, back to Foreman. Bowen on the wing. Back to the corner, Mackey, quick pass down inside. They try to pass across the lanes, deflected and stolen. Here comes Roberts, but he'll spin out of it. Didn't want to run there.
Lemke got a piece of that one.
Lemke with the deflection and the takeaway to Roberts. Here's Carter. First possession of the game for the Flyers. Get the D-up chance going from the student section of Snow Canyon. Spin move by Barber, doesn't want to take the shot, kicks it to Webb, now Carter. Coach Roberts signals in a set offensive play. We're a minute into this game, haven't had a shot yet. Both teams would be running out of shot clock next year. Next year, the shot clock in the state of Utah.
we would have used it up already.
Yep. Lemke. But until then, better play some good defense. Carter, pump fake, back to Webb. Still everything on the perimeter except for that one drive by Barber into the key area. Now they go inside to Lemke, lost it out of bounds, back to the Warriors.
Finally, they get Lemke where they want him, short corner and one-on-one coverage back to the basket, and he just didn't look it in.
Simmons did not front him. He let him have the catch. It just was a little bit too hot, and he couldn't handle it. And we'll see that matchup, I think, probably for the next 30-plus minutes.
6:30 left here, first quarter still. Neither team has shoot it up. Warriors with their second possession. Both teams have an early turnover. Warner kicks it, Bowen Hammer. Here comes a screen by Anderson Foreman. Hammer doesn't hit him on the roll. Go to Simmons instead. Jab step, nothing there. Both teams just like two heavyweight fighters kind of like filling each other out right now.
And the answer to the question, who's going to guard Bowen Hammer? Right now, it's Bronson Barber.
Mackey to Simmons. Simmons, he wants to go. Goes to the paint, spins back to the middle. Right-hand shot goes. Warriors score first, Lyman Simmons.
Wow, that's not fair. I mean, you're playing great defense. The big guy gets it out on the perimeter, goes between his legs, AG, and makes a move to score.
That's D1. Not only the dribble, but the finish, too, to square up and hit the bucket.
Barbin puts it on a bounce, backs it back out near the Blazer emblem to Jordy Roberts, also known as J-Rob. This kid's just a sophomore. Look at them turn on the Jets. Whip to the corner. Barbin passes on a three. Puts it on a baseline drive. No wraparound pass available. He'll kick it back out to Webb.
Well, I thought Robert should have tried the layup, and then Barbin should have shot that three. Maybe a little bit tentative here early for Dixie.
Driving. Roberts swatted by
Maybe
Simmons.
That's why I didn't take the first layup.
I was just going to say, that's why you don't shoot the layup when number 32 is around.
Big time block by Lyman Simmons. He's just a junior. SWAT team.
Just saw the replay on the stream. Wow.
Timed it perfectly out of his hand, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Roberts and the Flyers, they'll get it back. So often the block goes out of bounds, they still have the possession. But the crowd loved it.
Can't really teach that either. That's a natural ability right there.
Carter, triple threat, has his dribble, uses it. Right to the free throw line. Kick out to Roberts. Carter will come set a pick. Roberts to the middle, whips it to Barbin. He'll take the three this time. It's off the mark. Rebound, fought for, and Simmons grabs it. Big Red Rock Real Estate rebound by Lyman Simmons.
Lemke kept it alive, but Simmons stayed with it.
Hammer takes a three. Got it! No, two. He said foot on the line. It's a deep two for Bowen Hammer.
And that's what you love about Bowen Hammer. I mean, you knew he was going to shoot that possession. He had that eye. He was keeping his dribble going. He can shoot off that pull up, and he makes some big shots in key situations.
4-0 Warriors. The 1 seed. Flyers the 2 seed, trying to get on the board here. Roberts to Carter. Carter goes right hand to his spin move. Off the window, no. Rebound. Lemke, Simmons, and it's a jump ball.
Glad calmer heads prevailed. Both guys came down with the ball, simultaneous possession, and you saw Lemke. He was not going to let go of that ball. Finally, Simmons said, you know what? All right, take it. It's a jump ball.
Flyers will get it on the alternate possession. The Warriors won the tip. Halfway through the first quarter, we're at 4:04 on the Nets on Fire clock. They got the Ignite League firing up. Go to netsonfire.org to learn more. Tryouts right around the corner. Dyer had it deflected out of bounds, and it'll go back to Snow Canyon. That's the second Dixie turnover of the game.
Great hands by Hammer on the pass. Hits it right back into Dyer, and it goes out of bounds.
Remember, Dixie only scored 9 points the other day against Cedar in the entire first half. They have 0 points right now with 4 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Get that offense going.
Out top, Bowen Hammer. So Anderson Foreman, low catch, but he got it. Back to Hammer. Hammer driving the baseline. Whip pass to the corner. Mackey set three. Not this time. Rebound Lemke. Big defensive rebound by Lemke. Roberts outlet ahead to Dyer. Dyer going to pump fake, and it's blocked with a foul. Simmons got the block. I think the foul might have been on Mackey.
Underneath, yeah, I think you're right.
Yep, it's on Owen Mackey, his first.
And I like Dixie taking a risk there with a long baseball pass in transition because half court has been slow and go to get anything open early in this one.
I just wondered, baseball pass, isn't that more of a football pass?
Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, either way.
Cam Dyer doesn't play baseball, I don't think, does he?
Free throw no good from Dyer.
I bet he could if he wanted to, though.
I bet he could, too.
Yeah.
I bet he absolutely
He's an athlete.
Yeah,
he grew up playing football in New York. He's late to the game of basketball. It's really his first season of playing organized high school basketball. He played some AAU last year, too. And Dyer splits the Fabulous Freddy's free throw. Few it up, wash it down, save. 10 cents on gas just by flashing your Parade of Homes ticket or getting a car wash. Save at the pump at Fabulous Freddy's. Simmons, triple threat on a catch, puts it on a hard drive, and he is going to travel, says the official. That is turnover number 2 for the Warriors.
Lemke pretty pumped as he gave a little high five to Cam Dyer, saying, look, I made the guy turn the ball over.
Substitutions, Anderson Foreman will check out. Walker Morrison, one of 4 Snow Canyon seniors, will check in.
You know, Simmons seems so much older than Lemke. They're only a year apart in school. It's just that Simmons has been playing varsity for so long.
Lemke's the real deal, though, isn't he? They both are. I mean, these two, they're the next 2 stars coming out of Southern Utah as far as the big men go. Dyer shaking, baking, pump fake, got Hammer up, but he couldn't score it. Rebound, Lemke. Lemke, offensive rebound, kick out to Carter. Carter will drive the lane, kick to the corner, looking for Roberts. It's deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with the Flyers.
Amazing effort by Dyer. He missed it, but then he laid out to tip it back up to save it for Dixie. That's just a special play.
4-1. You guys said in the pregame you thought it'd be low scoring. It is on the We Win scoreboard. Snow Canyon has the lead here. Just 2:33 left in the first quarter. Carter to Barbin. Barbin goes to Roberts. Roberts to Dyer in the corner. Back to Roberts on the wing. 3-point line extended. Skips it over to Barbin. Barbin going to drive right to the free throw line. Kick to Dyer. He wants to drive the lane. Ball bobbled, but he recollects it. He'll kick it. Barbin streaking down the lane, and he gives a tough basket. Wanted the foul, didn't get it.
Yeah, it looked like an and one, but great muscle. That's your quarterback muscling that ball up off the rim.
And that's what Dyer does for you off the bench is he gets to different spots and creates for teammates. He can go off the dribble. He turns it over every once in a while, but his electricity and able to get to his spot is worth it.
Inside, Mackey, no. Put back, yes. Owen Mackey's first points of this game. The sensational sophomore.
Pretty aggressive.
Lead pass ahead to Webb. They say Webb touched it left. He's holding his hand. It's a turnover by the Flyers. They were trying to outlet it way into the front court.
You know, Andy knows this. I know this. When you're a tall guy, it's a long way down to the ground. Webb went down hard on the ground. I think he's going to be okay, but that's a long way down.
Turnover number 3 for the Flyers. 1:43 left first quarter. 6-3 Snow Canyon on the We Win injury law scoreboard. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson, Andy Griffin in a packed Burns Arena. Bowen Hammer. Screen set by Call. Call now trying to go post up. Hammer wants another screen. Mackey will set it. No, he won't. They'll just switch spots. Hammer shaking and baking on Lemke. 17-foot jumper, pure. Bowen Hammer.
He used his quickness advantage on Lemke. Lemke tried to stay with him, but the fadeaway.
Run on the floor, Lemke. Nice catch, nice finish.
Got you back, right?
Lemke's
He's
first
so
points.
good at that. Just after a make, just run, beat everybody down the floor. It's almost like a cherry pick, even though he's playing great defense on the other end.
Scoring picking up a little bit. 8-5. Snow Canyon lead by 3. They have the possession. Call got knocked down, no whistle. He'll turn face, has his dribble. Instead, he'll kick it to Hammer, stolen by Dyer. Oh, Dyer lost the handle. He probably had a dunk. Instead, he's going to have to lay it in traffic, and he missed it. Rebound, Hammer.
I thought Hammer was waiting up to get the block shot. Instead, he was waiting to get the rebound, and rebound he did.
Man.
Warner hounded by Roberts. 34 seconds left on the first quarter. Nets on fire clock. Hammer bounces it to Mackey. Mackey holding here. Looks like the Warriors will maybe set up something with 8-9 seconds on the clock. Want to hold for the last shot. They've got the 3-point lead. Now down to 16. Mackey will come over to the left side. Mackey through his legs, behind his back. Kick out. Hammer had a three and traveled. Probably could have took it. Maybe wanted to wait a little longer, and he traveled. Turnover Warriors. That's their third of the quarter.
Well, this could be big. If Dixie can end this quarter with a field goal, cut it to 1, or maybe tie the game, that would negate everything that's happened in the first.
Carter shaking and baking down to 1 at the buzzer. It's blocked by Will Warner, out of bounds. There's no time left on the quarter. That'll do it. A defensive war. 8-5 Warriors on the We Win scoreboard. We'll be back after this full timeout.
Communities are built
one connection at a time.
Lives are changed
one moment at a time.
At TDS, we believe in the power of people. We believe in the power of community.
We believe in the power of connection.
So far, over 1,000 employees
have given over 16,000 hours of time
to over 1,000 organizations.
And we're just getting started.
Because we believe the power of doing good together
powers better tomorrows for us all.
Ideal Home and Paint, our title sponsor, and this is it for the basketball season. The state championship, and it's 8-5 Warriors leading the Flyers here on 97.7 ESPN and on the live stream. Glad you're with us, however you're accessing us tonight. It's Warrior basketball.
Bowen Hammer on the bench right now. They'll try to find offense somewhere else. Simmons back in.
Morrison kicks it out to Mackey. And it's a tip. And it's a steal by Barbin. Barbin 2-on-1. Going to take it in. Scored himself.
Great anticipation. Stiff-armed the defender. I mean, surprised that they didn't get the call there on Barbin as he was trying to drive, but just so patient. Finishes strong on the conversion.
Barbin, who on signing day signed for Paul Peterson to play quarterback at Dixie State University. He's got a quick 4. Only player in double digits. Owen Mackey, Team D3, nothing but the bottom.
Fake the pass. The defense bought it. He was alone. He's like, you know what? Even if I am at 22 feet, I'm going to switch it.
Roberts goes to the wing to Barbin. Inside to Lemke. Nothing there. Goes to Webb. Webb, baby right hook. No. Rebound, Simmons.
Had a height advantage on Anderson Foreman, but couldn't get it to go.
Warner flips it to Mackey, back to Simmons. Wants the 3, and it is no good. Offensive rebound, Caleb Anderson Foreman. Big Red Rock real estate rebound. Morrison wants a 3 left wing. Yes, sir. Nothing but the bottom.
Big time shots by the Warriors to extend their lead here in the second quarter. That offensive rebound, both Flyers just jumped a little bit too early. It bounced one more time on the rim and allowed come right down to the lap of Anderson Foreman.
14-7 on the We Win injury loss scoreboard. Largest lead of the game on the Mackey 3. Carter hounded by Will Warner. Now Barbin with it on a curl right down the lane. And he throws it right to Will Warner. Turnover by the Flyers. Here come the Warriors. Warner thought about the 3. Goes to Morrison. Heat check. Not this time. Rebound again by Lyman Simmons. Warriors have a chance for some second chance points. Simmons catching the corner. 3 is in the air. No good. Another offensive rebound, guys.
Wow.
Mackey kick out. Anderson Foreman will try the 3. That won't go. Rebound finally Kean Webb.
Playing with house money when you get 3-4 shots. Might as well throw it up there.
High catch by Lemke and a whistle and a foul, and Lemke will head to the line.
Man, yeah, Dixie dodged several bullets that possession. And they've got 3 of the best rebounders in the region on the floor right now. So inexcusable to give up that many offensive rebounds. And, you know, Snow Canyon, Simmons is a great 3-point shooter. Walker Morrison, obviously we've seen Mackey knock one down. So they've got a bunch of shooters on the floor.
Lemke to the Fabulous Ferries free throw line.
Warner called for the foul on that one, but I'm starting to realize something about him. Figured out late in the game last night, Will Warner's an athlete. That kid can get up and down.
Well, to end the first quarter, the block he made on Carter, I mean, Carter's a tough guy to stay in front of, and he swallowed him up.
Lemke's first free throw, no good. Here comes the second one, got it. Lemke's got 3. Flyers are 2 for 4 from the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line. Warriors have not been there yet. Bowen Hammer out near the Blazer emblem. Of course, invite fans to come back to the Burns Arena tomorrow night. Dixie State will be playing Cal Baptist, and then Saturday night, home finale against Seattle University. We'll have them both for you right here on 97.7 ESPN if you can't make the game, but love to see this crowd come back tomorrow night. Inside, Anderson Foreman, pump fake, blocked by Lemke.
Needed one more fake, gave him 1, needed 2.
And then Caleb Anderson Foreman called for the foul on a frustration reach-in. 14-8 Warriors, 5:03 left first half. Tonight's game, timeouts all season long, brought to you by Scott Gibson at Intercap Lindy. And we appreciate Intermountain Sports Medicine providing all the athletic training for all of Region 10 varsity athletics again this year. And if you have a sports injury, see Dr. Millward. Call for appointments, 251-3600. Carter out top.
Got the 2 coaches' sons in now, Cy Meacham and Jordy Roberts, guarding each other.
A rare occasion where you see them matched up together. Kind of fun. Coaching chess match. And now you got the Suns with the players' chess match going on the court. Roberts thought about a runner, instead kicks to Webb, back to Carter. Now Barbin with it. Barbin right to the middle, pump fake, and kick out to Carter. Carter going to drive the lane, kick out to Roberts. Jordan Roberts on a curl. Nothing there, goes to Carter. Here comes a high pick from Lemke. Carter uses it. Thought about the step back 3, instead kicks it back to Barbin. Good defense here by the Warriors. And it goes inside. Lemke couldn't corral it. It goes off his foot back to Snow Canyon.
It was a tough angle to make that entry pass, but Snow Canyon's making it very difficult for them to work their number one part of their half-court offense, get it down to Lemke. He's having trouble getting his spot. And when he does get it, he's got Simmons right behind him, who's a really good defender.
And Snow Canyon does such a good job of funneling the ball, the dribble of penetration right to Simmons, who obviously is guarding the rim.
Mackey, backdoor cut to Hammer. He wasn't really committed to go hard, and it goes out of bounds, and Hammer taps his chest.
I think he faked his teammate out. He went in and then stopped. If he'd have kept going, might have had a layup.
Check the Wilkinson stats on turnovers. 5-4. Dixie with 5, Snow Canyon with 4. Maybe some nerves, adrenaline early on here in this first half. High catch by Lemke, good hands, but he's got tied up. It's a jump ball.
Man, good defensive play by Anderson Foreman to reach in, but I don't know how Lemke skied to save that one. It'll stay with the Flyers.
Warner got a quick break. I mean quick. Check back in for Meacham.
Like Joel Embiid going way up high to grab that thing.
14-8, Snow Canyon leads Dixie. 3:45 left in the first half. Coming up, we'll have the Info West halftime show. Roberts down the lane, kicks to Barbin. Back to Webb. Webb, one bounce back to Barbin on the right wing. Now Roberts checks his feet. Yep, you're in bounds. Jordy's going to go behind the back. To the elbow. Lob it high to Lemke. Comes down with it. Reverse lane. Got it. Kyle Lemke.
Amazing job.
They needed that bad.
Yeah, they did. It's been slow and go in the half court. I think Roberts needs to pull up and shoot a jumper or a floater or something, because it's been hard to get it down to Lemke. That time, beautiful reverse by the big fella.
Flyers cut the lead down to 4. Snow Canyon 14, Dixie 10. Approaching 3 minutes left, second quarter. On the Nets on fire clock. Simmons straight away. One bounce, flips it to Mackey. Mackey thought about the 3. Back to Anderson Foreman. Now Hammer with it. Hammer keeping his dribble going. Gives it up. Simmons. Both these teams playing some incredible defense in this first half. Inside Simmons. And he traveled. He changed the pivot foot.
Would have been okay if he'd have put the ball down right away, but he held the ball for just a second before the power dribble, and that's a walk.
2:38 and ticking. Here comes Roberts across half court. Hammer has 4. Mackey has 5 for the Warriors. Lemke has 5. Barbin has 4. Those are your leading scorers right now. Roberts. Kick to the corner. Webb passes up the 3. Carter to Barbin. Right wing. And they'll move it around the horn, and now Carter back to Barbin. He and Webb holding.
Somebody needs to step up. We've seen a couple of open shots. They didn't take them.
Yeah, they had Lemke on the block, too. Here's Roberts.
Roberts, lob, dunk, Lemke, Jordy, alley-oop to Kyle Lemke.
Remember, they're both sophomores. These guys have been playing together a while.
7 for Lemke, and what a dime from J-Rob.
They've been doing that on a Fisher-Price rim back when they were 5 years old. Now they're in the state championship.
Little Nerf basketball, huh?
A little bigger stage. Mackey answers back with the mid-range J. Mackey's got 7. 16-12, Snow Canyon with the lead. Flyers go to work offensively. Carter. Roberts trying to set a pick. Carter working on Warner. Whips it to Barban. It's deflected. Barban diving and saves it on a tip back to Carter.
That's your quarterback.
Those little hustle plays saving the possession for Dixie. Now Coach Roberts wants a set play. Maybe another lob?
Yeah, I'd take that.
Well, it talks about them funneling the ball to the rim, and whoa,
give and go, post to post. Webb finds Lemke. How about Lemke? 7 in the quarter, 9 in the game to lead all scorers.
Beautiful. I love that setup. He comes up around the high post, gets a back screen that sets him up for a wide open layup.
The double Simmons, Warner pump fake to the middle. Shovel pass to Anderson Foreman. Bowen Hammer on a flip out pass, missed the 3. Rebound, Kean Webb, and a foul on Lyman Simmons on a reach in.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You're a big guy and the ball is right there. And you're like, it's going to reach over and kind of get a piece of it. There was a defender between him and the ball. And we could see from our angle that 3 was off right from the get-go. But, yeah, can't do that if you're Simmons.
Webb has 2. He'll check out. 16-14 Warriors with a 2-point lead. Late second quarter. Just 40 seconds to go in the first half. Carter on a catch, hounded by Warner, and hounded a little too much. Warner is called with a hand check bump foul.
Dixie to be down 2 with the ball for a chance to have the last shot going to this locker room potentially with a 1-point lead or tied. AG, pretty impressive. Thought they've been outplayed for most of this first half.
Got to capitalize here, though. They were down 3 at the end of the first quarter and came away with nothing.
Triggered in to the backcourt. Grant Carter will go get it. He and Roberts can interchange who's playing the 1 set to set. The other one can move to the 2. 20 seconds now in the quarter. Barban. Outside to Roberts. Roberts on a hard drive. Pump fake. Kick out. Carter will pump the 3. He's got to let it fly with 2. Missed the 3. Rebound Hammer. And the half will come to an end. And let's see if we can get Andy Thompson with some coach's comments here from Coach Doug Meacham. And let's go down to Coach, who is with Andy Thompson.
Here with Coach Meacham. What'd you like about the first half, Coach?
Well, I like that we're coming out and we're defending with a purpose. We know our assignments right there. I feel like offensively the ball's just getting stuck a little bit.
Is that the number one thing to work on, I guess, for the second half and talk in the locker room about?
Yeah, we just have to know that we got to trust each other on that. And we're trusting each other on this side, but down there it's got to be the same.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
All right, there's your coach's comments brought to you by Anodyne Pain and Wellness. Andy Thompson with Coach Doug Meacham of the Snow Canyon Warriors. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. At the half on the We Win Injury Law scoreboard, Warriors lead the Flyers 16-14. Stay with us.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit HolbrookAsphalt.com to discover more.
We know it takes an entire community to make Southern Utah thrive. You will see us on the fields, on the courts, at festivals, and in the schools, and everywhere in between. From Southern Utah's Auto Mall, we help you create memories that bolster joy in our community. It's the reason why we've got it made in Southern Utah and why you've got it made at Stephen Wade.
Okay, you're all set.
Wow, that was easy.
Man, I'm having a hard time working. I know, it's Mondays.
audio ready? Man, what got into that guy?
Oh, he got high-speed internet from InfoWest.
Really?
It's making us look bad.
InfoWest, the internet people.
Voting Adams Wealth Advisors the gold winner for Best Financial Planner in the Best of Northern Utah competition. Understanding your family, jobs, and goals is how Adams Wealth Advisors will continue to earn your trust.
This is Craig Adams. At Adams Wealth Advisors, we are here to help you receive peace of mind whether you've done a lot of planning or a little planning. Count on our team at Adams Wealth Advisors for honesty, professionalism, and integrity.
Visit adamswealthadvisors.com or call 752-1702 to schedule a time with an advisor today. Please see adamswealthadvisors.com for more information on these recent awards.
Hey, welcome back. The live stream, 4astate.com, KSLSports.com, Sports Radio 977.com. If you're listening on radio and want to watch the second half, give us a look. It's all presented by Stephen Wade Auto. Huge selection of new and used cars. You got it made at Stephen Wade. So a presentation of the UHSAA's Craig Hammer down on the court.
He's a legend. Craig Hammer was principal when I moved here in 1994 of Dixie High. He was a principal there for 13 years before moving into the Washington County School District offices, and then, of course, the board of directors of the UHSAA and the Utah State Board of Education. Craig is a good guy, and by the way, his son Nick Hammer, one of the best high school basketball players I've ever seen. I never did find out. Is he related to Bowen Hammer?
No, there's no relation.
No relation.
I asked Craig that on Monday. I wasn't sure about that.
Are you kidding?
Not related.
I would have bet $1 million on that.
Me too, because of the athleticism and everything, yeah.
I was talking on a text thread with Craig Hammer and Britton Johnson about a week ago, and we were asking them to be dunk judges for our high school all-star game coming up March 5th at Dixie High School, 4 p.m. Get your tickets at the game. We want to see you there.
Britton Johnson and Craig Hammer.
Well, Britton, when he was at the U, used to go to Craig's house and get some extra practice time. People don't know how good a basketball player Craig was. Played at the U, out of Murray High, also a really good golfer. And now we get a little halftime show from, I think, the Jetettes here. Is this the Jetettes performing here at the Burns Arena, or is this the Snow Canyon E-Shells? This is the E-Shells. So maybe we'll see the Jetettes next, guys. Both were in the top 5 at the Drill State competition earlier this month in February. InfoWest halftime show, always on, always reliable. You can always trust the internet people at InfoWest. Learn more at InfoWest.com. And guys, just Andy T, let me get your thoughts on a defensive battle in the first half.
Yeah, and Snow Canyon did an awesome job on the perimeter. Dixie didn't have a lot of open threes, and they did a pretty good job on Lemke. I mean, Lemke was working his butt off, high post, low post, going from one post to the other. I thought Coach Roberts did a good job drawing something up, a little set piece where he could come up, get a back screen, and get the ball without somebody right behind him. But, yeah, overall, Dixie's defense was great, too. I mean, Snow Canyon got going a little bit, making a couple of threes, but they kept Simmons relatively in check. In fact, most of his times trying to initiate offense has been from the perimeter, and he can do that, and he went between the legs and scored, but he's turned the ball over, too, a couple times. So both teams defensively have been stellar.
If you're Coach Meacham, do you challenge your big guy at this point, Andy? I'm curious because Simmons, I think it's pretty apparent to say, I don't want to be judgmental here, but that's our job, right? I think Simmons has underperformed in the first half. Now, Snow Canyon has a lead, but do you go to your big guy and say, Lyman, this thing's on your shoulders. You need to step up.
Yeah, I think, I don't think you're going to win this game with jump shots. I think Dixie's too good on the perimeter closing out. And I think you're absolutely right. I think you can go to your best player and say, Lyman, go to the free throw line 10 times in the second half. I mean, if they're going to sandwich you and you're not going to have a chance to do your wheel and deal thing and have an open shot, that's fine. But you're athletic enough. You're the best post player in the region. Go to the free throw line and win us this game. I think you absolutely go to your horse. It's halftime of the state championship and do something like that. I would agree.
One thing we did see yesterday, Devin, was out of the halftime, Bowen Hammer was spectacular. I think he made 3 or 4 3-pointers in the third quarter, changed the face of that basketball game. Maybe maybe it's not Simmons. Maybe it's Hammer that comes out and changes things.
Yeah, and he's fearless. I mean, I love the way Bowen Hammer plays. Doesn't matter if he's missed 3 in a row, he's still going to take the open shot with absolute confidence, and that's exactly the guy you want in a big stage like this, in a big game. He has no fear or no hesitation taking that big shot, and you're right, AG. He can cook quick and go on a streak that can absolutely change the game.
All right, guys, we're at the half, and let's run down the scoring. It's 16-14, so there's not a lot of scoring in a defensive battle, but 2 guys stood out. Kyle Lemke, he had 9 to pace Dixie, 4 for Barban, and then Dyer went 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and that is your scoring for the Dixie Flyers.
Wow.
And it was Owen Mackey with 7 pacing the Warriors, 4 for Hammer, and Walker Morrison hit a 3, and Lyman Simmons just had 1 bucket for 2 points in that first half. So 3 Flyers score, 4 Warriors score, 16-14 here inside our InfoWest halftime show. Stats brought to you by Wilkinson's. Light it up, Region 10. Good luck taking state. One of these 2 teams going to walk away with the title at the end of the night.
I joked about first one to 50 wins the state championship. I might have to amend that. I'm joking a little. First team to 40
yeah.
wins the state championship, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good news, though.
Might be right.
Desert Hills went over 55 points, so it's on until Yogurtland closes, our Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. So you can still go over to the St. George only Yogurtland. Doesn't help you if you're listening out of town on the live stream, and take advantage. First 5 ounces free. Holbrook Asphalt paying for it. The leaders in HA5 and asphalt preservation. Thank you, Holbrook Asphalt and Yogurtland. Well, I want to let people watch the state champs for a second here. So, guys, let's talk about, a lot of guys didn't score in that first half. Some big names didn't score in that first half. For the Warriors, AT, who would you like to see get a little more scoring from in half number 2?
Well, we talked about Simmons, 2 points. I mean, he's in my mind, he's the MVP of the region this year. He's got to have a much bigger second half if Snow Canyon's going to hold on to win this game. Will Warner's a facilitator, but he's very capable of scoring. For Dixie,
Grant Carter. 0.
Yep.
Guy's a double-figure scorer. And it's not that he has really played terribly. They've just done a really good job defensively on Grant Carter. But you got to have certain guys step up. I mean, these are your stars all year long. Now you come to the biggest game on the biggest stage with the biggest crowd. It's time for Lyman Simmons, for Bowen Hammer, for Grant Carter, and Noah Lemke to step up.
And I think J-Rob, Devin, has you have him down on the scorebook here. Jordan Roberts. The floater was awesome. I think he can stop and pop a little jumper. He's got to get Simmons away from the basket any way he can, and he's got to make himself a threat with a floater. I know he tried to drive with a right-handed layup. It got sent into the upper deck. But I think the belly of that defense, Roberts has great touch around the rim, and I think he might need to be more of an offensive scorer in the second half just to loosen things up for Lemke.
And remember, he had 2 big threes and 12 second-half points when Dixie came back to beat Cedar.
Yeah, he can shoot it.
All right, we're at the half, presented by InfoWest. Gives us a chance to thank some of our other great sponsors. Red Rock Real Estate. What's your home worth? Get your free market analysis on what your home can sell for. RedRockRealEstate.com. Appreciate Get Floored Construction. They got homes for sale, but they specialize in remodeling your existing home. Probably sitting on cash right now. Maybe do a cash out refi with Scott Gibson, Intercap Lending, and then you can have Get Floored come in and put some new flooring in, and spruce that up a little bit. Appreciate Team D'Auto, our 3-point sponsor. Guys, only 2 threes hit in that first half. They were both from Snow Canyon. Walker Morrison had 1. Owen Mackey had the other one. Dixie only took, I think, 2 threes, and they missed them both. Again, our Hearst Ace Hardware scoreboard update. It was earlier today. AG, you and I were on the call. Desert Hills in double overtime, a 58-55 state championship win over Ridgeline.
Yeah, and it's hard to pick an MVP from them because so many players played a big role. I mean, Julia was great. Julia Jacobson. We liked Enid Villafanua today. I think she was our player of the game. But congratulations, Desert Hills.
Flyers are the first team out on the court. Let's take a quick 2-minute timeout, and we'll come back and get you ready for the second half tip. At the break, 16-14. It's the Warriors by 2 over the Flyers on the We Win Injury Law scoreboard.
Are you unsure about your flooring and window covering projects? Look no further than the experts at Brent's Interiors. Brent's Interiors has been inspiring the people of St. George and surrounding areas with our beautiful showroom full of flooring and window coverings. Our incredible design team can help educate you on all the newest designs, styles, and color options. Brent's Interiors, just another reason friends send friends to Brent's Interiors, a Flooring America dealer. Visit Brent'sInteriorsFlooringAmerica.com.
Let's go down the court. Andy Thompson with Coach Roberts.
All right, Coach Roberts here with me, Devin. Coach, what'd you like about the first half?
We were patient on offense. Our defense was actually good. They hit some tough contested shots, and credit them for the first half, and we'll continue to play the defense and the style that we play, and we'll grind out a few more possessions here offensively.
And what's the number one thing for the second half, adjustments, that type of thing?
We're going to have to run some of our quick hitters also and continue to rebound and play defense like we know we can.
All right, Coach Roberts, thanks so much. Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Coach's comments there brought to you by Anodyne Pain and Wellness. Stop living in pain, taking medication to mask the pain. Anodyne Pain and Wellness in St. George, here to help get out of pain by calling 773-7790. What do you take away from both coaches as Andy caught one going into the locker room, one coming out?
Well, I got a text, and somebody said, hey, we need a shot clock in high school basketball. I don't think it would have mattered in this game because it wasn't team stalling. It was really good defense by both basketball teams. Maybe the score would have been 22-2. Didn't hold the ball on purpose. It was just really good defense on both sides of the ball. Both coaches pleased with their defenses, Devin. I think they're both happy the way their defense is played. They just need their guys to hit shots now.
Yeah, we'll see who can step up. You said Grant Carter didn't score in that first half. He's got the quickness to get to the middle of the floor and get some shots, but Kyle Lemke fortunately leads all scorers with 9 for the Flyers. And then Lyman Simmons just 2 in that first half, obviously averaging 14 points a game. So we'll see if he can get it going. But you know what? They were monstering Lyman Simmons. They were double teaming Lyman with both Kean Webb and Kyle Lemke. So that's tough to go through both those guys size-wise for Lyman.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was a huge. I thought they executed beautifully, both teams defensively. Just talking about Coach Roberts, he's pleased with the defensive effort, and they just got to keep it up. I mean, holding Lyman to 2.5 points is a huge victory. We're close to that. They'll be right in this game.
All right, second half coming up, 16-14 again. Appreciate Wilkinson's for bringing you the stats. Light it up, Region 10. Since 1946, Wilkinson's House of Light, and been a fan of Southern Utah sports. Go get your lights, your fans, your fixtures. Contractors and homeowners always welcome at Wilkinson's over there, located across the street from Fiesta Fun. And appreciate, of course, First Ace Hardware giving you that update on that earlier girls game. Desert Hills in double OT, 58-55. They're your 4A girls state champs. Warrior ball, let's play 16 more minutes, or maybe more, and crown a champion in 4A in the state of Utah. Warner gets it to Hammer, quickly to Anderson Foreman. Over to Mackey. Warriors are working left to right this half, wearing the white. Flyers wearing the blue, working right to left on your radio dial here on the simulcast. If you listen on radio, you want to watch the second half, go to 4astate.com. Baby right hook, Lyman Simmons, he got it.
Notice what didn't happen? No double team.
Yeah. I mean, still over Webb, and that was from 10 feet, and he still flung it in. Beautiful rotation.
Inside to Webb. Well,
Kareem on that.
Yeah.
Webb backing his way down. He'll go to a right hook, and he got it. Hook shots to start the second half for each team.
Wow.
Webb's first points of the game, guys.
I like Webb, yeah. I mean, rarely does he initiate on offense, but he's done it a couple times tonight.
I think that was his first shot, wasn't it?
Yeah, he passed on a couple threes. I think you're right. Inside Mackey. Mackey, turnaround Jay. Pure Owen Mackey.
That is flat-out talent and skill, wasn't it?
He's got 9 to lead the Warriors in scoring. Actually tied for a game high now with Lemke. Both have 9 to lead each respective team.
Let's make it a shootout this second half. I like the pace so far.
Baby right hook from Webb again! Kean Webb!
Does he have that in his arsenal?
Good.
Because he looks solid.
He's saving it for the state championship. He's been awesome. He must have gotten a talking to in that second half. You've got to be an offensive player in the second half.
They go to Webb, back-to-back possessions. Webb converts twice in a row. Snow Canyon still leads by 2. And all we're seeing is hook shots. Now we get another jump shot. And that's Bowen Hammer. So Mackey and Hammer shooting jumpers. Webb with the hooks. And we're 4-point lead for the Warriors again. High post catch by Lemke. Kick out to Roberts. And a whistle and a foul or a tie-up?
Hammer says, give me my arm back. Webb said, no, that's mine.
And I think it's going to be a foul on Bowen Hammer.
Yeah. Just a split second too late. He gets that hand in a split second earlier. It's a turnover, but he's just a split second too late.
That's only his first and the team's first here in the second half. Roberts and the Flyers go back to work, down by 4. 22-18, Warriors with the lead. Carter to Roberts. High post to Webb. Does he want to try to go attack again? Yes, he does. Left hand. Got it in a foul. Kean Webb's on a mission.
Who is this guy? Who is he?
I mean, he's Dikembe Mutombo in the first half. He's Kevin Durant so far in the second half.
I love that analogy. He did a little bit of the Durantula there.
Except anybody under 30 has no idea who Dikembe Mutombo is, but...
He's even wearing number 35 like KD.
Fabulous Freddy's free throw and one is in. Kean Webb has 7 second half points in the last 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
Little finger wag for you, Andy.
Man, what a start to the second half.
22-21. Webb has cut the lead to 1. Simmons working on Webb. Goes to the middle. Baby right hook. Short. Saved by Barbin off of I say stepped out of bounds, I think.
Barbin went to save it, threw it off of Anderson Foreman. Great play.
Great contest, too, by Webb on that hook shot.
5:15 to go, third quarter on the Nets on Fire clock. 22-21 on the We Win scoreboard. Lemke, does he want the right hook? Yes, he does. That doesn't go, though. Maybe kind of altered that shot enough to force it offline. Inside to Simmons. Both teams look like the second half adjustment. Run the offense through the big men. Inside, Anderson Foreman kept his pivot foot somehow.
Well, he just double dribbled, too, and got fouled, and the referee didn't call anything.
Back out to Bowen Hammer. Little handoff to Will Warner.
I want to see that replay, because I think he double dribbled.
1 point game. We're into the second half. Hammer. Shaking a bacon. They switch. Lemke guards him now. Barbin goes to Anderson Foreman. Bowen's going to go past Lemke. Running, shot won't go. Anderson Foreman takes it away from his teammate. They get it to the elbow, and a jumper from Bowen Hammer is good. Bowen Hammer's got 8.
Tough shot, and Snow Canyon's winning the battle for offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities in this game. Great job by Anderson Foreman ripping it away and kicking it back out for an open J.
Warriors up 24-21. Roberts to the elbow to Webb. Not doubled. Up and under, left hand. Got it. Kean Webb's got 9 all in the second half.
With the left.
And he's got Anderson Foreman by, 5-6 inches. And they're just going to it.
24-23, Warriors still lead by 1. Through the legs of Barbin, goes out to Hammer. He wants to take a mid-range J. That's short. Rebound, Jordy Roberts. Here comes J. Rob across half court. Whip pass to the corner to Carter. Carter's still scoreless in this game. He'll kick it back out to Roberts. So they keep switching. Roberts is back to the 1 here on this offensive possession. Flyers can take the lead. Webb doubled. Strong to keep it away from a defender. And they call an offensive foul on Webb. And get floored is the charges taken by Caleb Anderson Foreman.
This is an absolutely amazing adjustment that we haven't seen all year long. They're literally working their offense through Keen Webb. He comes up to the high post. He's looking to make a play, either scoring it or throwing it down to Lemke. I mean, he commits the charge, but it's just remarkable how in a state championship game you pull out all the stops.
Talk about good coaching. Coach Roberts recognizing the mismatch and going to it.
Will Warner, Walker Morrison into the game, Owen Mackey and Caleb Anderson-Foreman and Lyman Simmons on the court for Coach Doug Meacham. They lead by 1. Barbin, Lemke, Carter, Webb, and Roberts on the court for Coach Roberts. Warner thought about the 3, instead goes to Anderson-Foreman. Back to Morrison on the right wing. Straight away to Warner, left side now Mackey. Mackey goes left. Step back, D, baseline jumper, back iron, no good. Rebound tied up. Long enough to get the jump ball, alternate possession, and it's going to be back to the Dixie Flyers.
Usually in the course of the season, fourth quarter teams are scoring 20, 25 points in the final quarter. So I don't think we're going to, first team to 40 is really going to win it. But boy, as long as this game is close, it's going to come down to the final couple of minutes.
Wow. 2:50 left third quarter. Nets on fire, clock for a state title game. Nice move by Carter, kick to the corner, Roberts. They switch off the screen. Warner's guarding Roberts. Coach Roberts signaling out what he wants here on this half-court set. Roberts goes down the lane, kicks back out to Barbin, now to Webb. Flip pass back to Barbin. He wants to drive, stops, and kicks back out to Carter. Carter to the elbow, pump fake, nothing there.
Good catch by Roberts on the sideline.
Hot potato back to Roberts. Kick to the corner. Open 3. Barbin let it fly. And he got it. Team D3. Bronson Barbin.
Great play design. Roberts driving hard. The corner defender has to commit to him. It sets up a wide open Team D3 from Bronson.
30-second timeout brought to you by Intercap Lending and the Scott Gibson team. We'll be right back. Dixie has the lead on the Barbin 3. 26-24 on the We Win scoreboard.
Are you unsure about your flooring and window covering projects? Look no further than the experts at Brent's Interiors. Brent's Interiors has been inspiring the people of St. George and surrounding areas with our beautiful showroom full of flooring and window coverings. Our incredible design team can help educate you on all the newest designs, styles, and color options. Brent's Interiors, just another reason friends send friends to Brent's Interiors, a Flooring America dealer. Visit Brent's Interiors, flooringamerica.com.
Back here inside the Burns Arena. Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson, Andy Griffin, your 97.7 ESPN team.
Yeah, baby.
26-24. Barbin, he came alive last season about, 2 weeks before the playoffs, and now we're seeing the playoff version of Barbin, and it's oh so good for Coach Roberts.
Yeah, not shy on the big stage at all. He just is determined, and it's great to see him flourish.
Throwing a great touch and then add to that the toughness of his rebounding.
High lob inside to Mackey, but a foul first. A hold on the floor called against Dixie. They're going to go give it to Grant Carter.
It was a great pass by Simmons. He has a couple turnovers in this game, but that one, it was perfect.
Inbounding is Warner. Under 2 to play third. Into Call, and Call is fouled at the rim. He'll head to the line.
That had to be 4.9 seconds on the 5-second call. That was a long time to have the ball on the baseline.
Dixie up by 2 on the We Win Injury Law scoreboard. Formerly One Law, We Win Injury Law. 435wewin.com. Free consultations. Check out your case. Call, free throw, got it. Call has been great off the bench this season for Coach Meacham.
He's a role player that doesn't force it. He comes in, gets rebounds, hits the inside shot, moves without the ball, and makes free throws.
Got the friendly bounce. 2 Fabulous Freddy's free throws good. We're tied at 26. Haven't settled anything in the ship. Carter crossed half court. Guarded by Mackey. High pick by Lemke. Carter will take the 3. Back iron. Roberts with the offensive rebound.
Yeah, he tracked that right off the shot and was the first one to the ball.
Carter. Hand off to Barbin on a flip pass. Barbin right to the middle of the floor, and he's bumped by Walker Morrison. And Morrison will get the personal foul.
And, I like Barbin driving. If he's in a situation with Walker on the perimeter, we know Walker's dealing with, is toughing out some ankle issues, but he's been really good, but might be an opportunity for Barbin to take advantage.
No Hammer on the floor right now, too, for Snow Canyon.
Carter, did he take too many steps?
He took a lot.
Webb, put back, no. Rebound, Zach Call, lunch pail, hard hat. Tough Red Rock rebound by Zach Call. Ahead to Morrison, drop it into Simmons. Simmons turnaround, little baby flip shot, doesn't go, but Zach Call with the putback.
Wow, that was crafty by Simmons to even get it through Webb's arms, but Call there for the shot.
Webb 3, no. Rebound, guess who? Will Warner. He wants to race ahead. Over to Call. Call laying, got it, Zach Call.
That's what Zach Call does for you. Runs the floor, moves without the ball, makes the easy shot.
6 quick points for Zach Call. And it's 30-26.
I think Rob Cuff just told the coaches to go back to their boxes. UHSA administrator.
And a steal. Here comes Call. 2-on-1. Mackey lob. Call. Lay-in. Got another one.
Wow. Zach Call. What is that, 8 this quarter, Devin?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
The right call. Go to the bench to Zach Call for Coach Meacham. And it's 32-26. Roberts and the Flyers got to shoot it. They got 2. Roberts has got a hoist. He does flip it up. It's good if it goes. It just goes backboard off the rim. No good. Through 3 quarters. Catch your breath. 4th quarter coming up. 32-26. Zach Call giving the Warriors the lead on ESPN Radio.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit HolbrookAsphalt.com to discover more.
Communities are built
one connection at a time.
Lives are changed
one moment at a time.
At TDS, we believe in the power of people. We believe in the power of community.
We believe in the power of connection.
So far, over 1,000 employees
have given over 16,000 hours of time
to over 1,000 organizations.
And we're just getting started.
Because we believe the power of doing good together
powers better tomorrows for us all.
Back at the Burns, Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson, Andy Griffin. Our privilege to bring you the girls' game earlier. Congratulations. Desert Hills in double overtime beats Ridgeline 58-55. And now 8 minutes left to settle this one. And it is a 6-point lead for the Warriors behind a sensational quarter by Zach Call. And he stays out there. You can't take him off the floor right now.
Yeah, who's your hero? Lyman Simmons, Bowen Hammer? No, I mean, a guy named Zach Call.
The senior, just one of 4 seniors. Him, Walker Morrison. You got guys like Baker, senior. We haven't seen play yet in this one. Nothing there, so they kick it back out to Warner. Do you find Call another look here? Just a little heat check?
Nope, just let him do what he does.
Mackey goes into Simmons. Simmons holding it high. Kick out Morrison. College line 3, no good. Rebound, though, Will Warner. Roberts was trying to tip it out to a teammate. It goes to Warner. Mackey now has a crease, attacking the rim, and he'll head to the line. And a foul on Cam Dyer of the Flyers, I believe. Yes, it's on Dyer.
And one of the first times we've seen Mackey get the ball with a little bit of room around him to attack, and he is ferocious going to the rim and going to the free throw line.
Yeah, he got sandwiched on that one. He called foul on either guy, but you see the athleticism of Owen Mackey. How high was he? Actually, Dyer was looking up at him at the apex there.
That was Freddie's free throw. Good, Owen Mackey. Mackey's got exactly 10 points. Call's got 8. Hammer's got 8. Simmons has 4. Mackey, second free throw in and out, no good. Rebound, Barbin. Here comes Roberts. Goes to Carter on the wing. 7 minutes to play on the Nets on Fire clock. 33-26. Snow Canyon up 7 and an offensive foul called against, I believe, Lemke. with the push-off?
Illegal screen. They were trying to get Barbin free on the catch-and-shoot three, and Lemke moved right in the way of the guy that was guarding Barbin.
Take a look on our down east replay.
Yeah. Easy call, too.
Morrison will check out. Bowen Hammer checks back in for Coach Meacham. So it's Warner, Mackey, Hammer, Call, and Simmons right now. The only starter out of the game is Caleb Anderson-Foreman. He calls in there instead. Barbin, Roberts, Webb, Carter, and Dyer. Dyer, the only non-starter out there right now. And inside, Lyman Simmons doing some footwork, scoring it.
Only a matter of time. He's got 4 now in the second half.
Webb did everything he could, used his length, but Lemke just so good offensively.
Roberts pick and roll, couldn't get it to Webb. Back out to Dyer. Dyer is fouled on the floor by Zach Call, I believe. That's his first personal foul, 14th foul for Snow Canyon.
Dixie's so good on the set pieces on the inbound plays. Let's see what they get here.
We go to the short corner, Dyer.
That's kind of a give up on that one. They just threw it in.
Now it's Carter trying to penetrate. A steal by Bowen Hammer. And now a steal back by Dixie. And a steal, it's loose. Carter saves it to Barbin. Are you kidding me?
Incredible effort by several guys in that moment there.
Oh, both these teams want it so bad. You can just feel the intensity in the arena. Behind the screen, they're going to say Call ran through Roberts, so Call gets his second.
Jordy Roberts weighs about 107 pounds, so a little push and he went down.
He's your lightweight wrestler.
He wasn't flopping, it's just he doesn't weigh very much.
Look at the crowd giving some love to Zach Call. Yeah. Look at the bench.
Awesome moment for him.
So many solid minutes there off the bench for Coach Meacham. And Coach Meacham's talked to us over the course of the season. We've had lots of chats about how these seniors have adjusted to their role. Carter's going to take a three. That won't fall. Rebound, Mackey. Mackey, cruise control into the front court. Kick out to Hammer. Hammer drops it to Simmons at the free throw line. He'll shoot it up and hit it. Here comes Lyman Simmons. He's now got 8 on the night.
Wow.
Timeout.
17 feet out. That's your big fella.
Timeout. Warriors up 37-26 on the We Win scoreboard. It's a full timeout. We'll be back to the Burns with 5:23 left in the fourth quarter.
It's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Fans enjoying it more right now, guys, because they've got the largest lead of the game. They have pushed it up to 11.
And Dixie just needs to run their stuff. I thought, Grant Carter is one of their best three-point shooters, but missed that last one. They're going to need some threes to get back in this game. I like Brecken Robinson, one of their best shooters, coming off the bench right now, down 11.
Yeah, Carter really forced those last 2 3 tries.
Roberts, blocked shot, Owen Mackey.
How frustrating must Jordy be? 2 good drives in this game. Looked like he had layups both times, and the guy's just making the plays defensively.
I think we got swatted, but Brecken Robinson doesn't hear it, and he hits the team D3. Brecken Robinson in a quick timeout by Coach Roberts, and the lead is down to 8.
And that's the play on the inbounds that I love. They can just get Robinson wide open for a corner 3, and I love the timeout right afterwards as well.
Selection, quality, price you can afford. Team D Auto Sales, 488 East St. George Boulevard. Go see our guys and our good buddies Parker and Jason over there. Keep it right here. Intercap lending timeout.
Robinson not afraid to cast. I've done, we all have done a bunch of Dixie games this year. He's either feast or famine kind of guy. I've seen him come in, shoot 5 threes in a row and miss them all. I've seen him come in and shoot 3 or 4 threes in a row and make them all. That's the kind of guy he is, I guess.
And that's the kind of guy they need in this situation. I mean, there's still plenty of time left, but, Snow Canyon is kind of riding a heat wave right now on offense. You need to combat that with some shooters if you're Dixie.
Well, the one thing, too, when you have the lead, then you need to rely on easy baskets and free throws. And Snow Canyon is so good at getting easy baskets, especially when you've got 6'11" Lyman Simmons in there.
Lyman kind of coming alive. He's got 8. Call has 8, all coming in that third period. Mackey has 10. And Bowenhammer has 8. Barbin has 7. Lemke has 9. And 9 for Kean Webb. All those 9 came in the third quarter for Kean Webb. As your Wilkinson's stats as far as individual scoring goes. The turnovers I felt like cut down until that mad scramble. I have it 7-7 unofficially. Here come the Warriors out of the timeout. They lead by 8.
Hammer wanted that 3 but changed his mind.
Driving down the lane, Warner, too strong, put back! Oh my goodness, Lyman Simmons, 2-hand slam with authority!
That might be our play of the game right there, wow.
Alley-oop put back by the big guy, Lyman Simmons. Lead is now 10. Flyers got to answer. Carter, 3. No, rebound, Lemke going up to a baby hook, got it. Kyle Lemke does answer.
Tough move, and just as Simmons is coming alive, that's exactly what Dixie needs. Lemke to do the same for them.
11 now for Kyle Lemke, the sensational sophomore. Cutting it back down to 8, 39-31. Running in is Morrison, no, but an offensive Red Rock rebound by Simmons. He'll get it back. Dunk it, no. Offensive foul. Get floored, Brecken Robinson.
Big time play. I mean, that could have been another easy 2. Dunk by Simmons. The crowd goes crazy. Instead, it's a turnover. Goes back to Dixie, just down 8.
Saw the replay. Legit call. Great call by the official on the charge. I know he passed it, but gone are the days when you can pass it and still charge the ball. Good job.
That charge taken, brought to you by Get Floor Construction. Give them a call today, see what they can do for your remodeling project, 773-2667, or check him out at getfloorsoutherutah.com. Roberts out top, waist-high dribble. 4 minutes, approaching 4 minutes left on our Nets on Fire clock.
Now I got a hammer on Robinson. That'll be interesting to watch.
Now Roberts with it again. Lemke trying to set the pick. Roberts will take the leaning 3 and hit it. Jordan Roberts, a team D3.
They're saying it's a 2.
No, his foot was on the line. Yep, 2-pointer.
Big shot nonetheless by Jordy. They need more of that.
39-33 on the We Win injury loss scoreboard. Roberts' first points of the game. Oh, nice little hesitation move. Warner kicks it out. Mackey back to Warner. Inside to Simmons. Turns, faces, 15 feet out. A hard bounce, terminates. He'll kick it out.
Good job by Lemke, moving his feet, getting to the baseline, and cutting off Simmons.
No shot clock. They can take their time.
Coach Roberts wants to dial up a little bit more intensity on defense, don't you think, guys?
Absolutely.
Still got a foul to give. Maybe start thinking about going for a hard steal here soon. And now Coach Meacham wants a timeout. 39-33, Warriors lead by 6, just 3:05 to go. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Coming up, we'll have the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. We'll pick our Ernie's 2 Sinclair Station player of the game, 1 for each team. And we'll name the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game. And how about that putback, that dunk from Lyman Simmons, unbelievable.
And we were talking about that first half, just 2 points. I'm sure the coaches, said in the half, you've got to be the man in the second half. He has been making huge plays down in the paint. Duncan almost had another one, but an even better play taking the charge by Dixie.
Yeah, that was Brecken Robinson.
Yeah.
In that replay, Robinson did a good job where he kept his hands at his side and just took the hit. That's hard to do, man. You play pickup ball. Nobody takes charges in pickup ball, but when the refs are out there, yeah, take it.
Play-by-play tonight brought to you by Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. Get a free quote for your home, auto, life insurance, 435-251-9102. Under 3 to play. Mackey behind everybody. Laid it good. Owen Mackey.
Dyer was there to greet him. He got it up and over the outstretched fingers of Cam Dyer.
41-33. Snow Canyon with the lead. 2:44 and ticking to play in this game. Urgency's got to be there, and execution's got to be there for the Flyers. Carter drives off the window. Soft touch, Grant Carter. That is his first points of the title game.
Man, he did not have an angle at all and just willed it in for Dixie.
Full court pressure. And we got a foul on Bronson Barber, I believe.
As you're seeing, you're realizing, okay, we got to get up to that 7-foul threshold. We'll take a chance, try to get a slap away. I think it's a smart play.
That's just his first personal foul.
And just the 16th foul. Walker was setting up for free throws, but they still got one more.
Yep. And at some point, those 1-on-1s are going to be some pressure-packed free throws, huh, guys? Got to get it in here. Hammer finally gets it into Warner. Warner, here comes the double. He backtracks, now kicks it to Hammer. He's got to save it, and he throws it out of bounds. Turnover, Snow Canyon.
Great pressure by Cam Dyer and Dixie not to foul. You had him in the backcourt. You may as well put pressure on and allow him to maybe turn the ball over, and that's exactly what happened.
6-point game, 2:13 to go, and Dixie has the possession.
That was a mistake by Warner. He backed away from the double team. He should have turned on the Jets gun between the double team. He would have been fouled.
Carter and Robinson coming back to the ball. Somebody forgot who was running point. Here comes Carter with it. Carter's going to take a deep three. Back iron. Rebound Roberts. Shortest guy on the court.
Yeah, but he knows where the ball's going to be. That's twice this game.
Huge Red Rock real estate rebound by Jordy Roberts. Jordy. Kick out. Barbin, he's going to take a three. And splash! Down it goes. Bronson Barbin cuts the lead in half. Dixie takes the timeout. Warriors lead 41-38. Huge team D3 by BB, the super senior.
Well, we turned to each other a few minutes ago when it was a 10-point game, said, it ain't over yet, guys.
Absolutely. That was a good closeout by Snow Canyon, too, and Barbin just stared it down right in the eye of Snow Canyon. Beautiful shot.
Take a 30-second timeout. Don't want to miss anything. 1:49 left. Nets on fire. Clock. 41-38. Warriors with the lead.
Okay, you're all set.
Wow, that was easy.
Man, I'm having a hard time working. I know, it's Monday. It's killing. Monday already? Man, what got into that guy?
Oh, he got high-speed internet from InfoWest.
Really?
He's making us look bad.
InfoWest, the internet people.
Live stream brought to you by Stephen Wade Auto, Devin Dixon, Andy Thompson, Andy Griffin. And boy, oh boy, what a little closing run by the Flyers, but can they mount and finish the comeback? Well, we're about to find out. They've cut the lead to 3.
So much toughness with this Dixie group. We've seen it several times this year in close games where they were just down 10, it seems like seconds ago, and now it's a one-possession game. Guys like Barbin never shy away from the big situation.
Fans getting their money's worth in the championship here in the Burns Arena, Dixie State University, and it goes to Mackey. Mackey grabbed by Carter.
Smart foul.
And Mackey will head to the line for 1-and-1.
What was about to be an alley-oop dunk.
It was 3-on-2. You had to grab and prevent the basket. Now make him earn it at the line, even though you're down 3.
Owen Mackey, though, is a 71% free throw shooter.
Good number for high school, college. It's about average. Pros, that's not a good number. That one was perfect.
Nothing but the bottom from the fabulous Freddy's free throw line for Owen Mackey. He's got 13, looking for 14 points in the contest. Got it. 2 pressure-packed free throws for the sophomore, no problemo.
10th grader.
Back to a 5-point lead for the Warriors. 1:40 to go. Carter. Good defense by Warner. Kick out to Barbin. 3 is on line, but long. Rebound good. Warner and a quick foul. And Will Warner will walk down for free throws.
We were right behind him when he released it. We thought that was in. It was straight as could be. just a little teeny short, front rim, back rim, and out.
And Coach Roberts was nodding at Barbin and clapping, saying, hey, that was a great look, good shot, just a little long.
Yeah, I think he'd say shoot that every time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Will Warner is a 64% free throw shooter, fellas. Again, coming up, we're going to go down on the court. We'll get some comments from the winning coach and some players. Inside our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Free throw good, Will Warner.
Looked like a 90% free throw shooter with that stroke. That was perfect.
That is his first point of the game, but it's a big one to push the lead up to 44-38. 6-point lead, exactly 1:30 left in regulation. Warner, second free throw, yes, sir.
Hard to come back when the other guys are stroking like that.
Roberts and the Flyers. Dyer puts it on a dribble drive, blocked away, but a foul. I think the foul is going to be on Simmons.
Coming over, Warner, again, I'm starting to realize what a great athlete he is. He blocked that.
Well, he's a multi-sport star. I mean, I think he plays soccer, and we know he plays football. Heck of a season last fall for Coach Mike Esplin and the Warrior football program.
Obviously, when you're down, you've got to make every free throw. Can't afford to miss, and he does.
Dyer, first one no good, like Andy said. And Dyer's 60% free throw shooter on the season. Ball averages would say he would make this one. We'll see. These are pressure-packed free throws. No, long. Tip by Dyer, and I think it's Warrior basketball. It is.
Might have got away with leaving the line early anyway, so the tip is probably poetic justice that it goes out of bounds off of Dyer, but, man, you got to make your free throws when you're losing.
High pass, it's deflected, it's loose. Mackey grabs it to Bowen Hammer, who stays in bounce, but that's tipped and it's saved again to Simmons. Hammer, he had to get rid of it as he was about to. Now a foul, going to be a foul. Looked like nearly a steal, but Carter got him in the arm.
I don't know. I mean, there was 10 different times in that 2-second period where the ball was up for grabs.
Guys look down, they're a half an inch from the line, they throw it in. Hammer did it, and Warner did it, and Mackey did it. Somehow Slovakian held on to that ball, and they're going to the line, and with 1:08 left, free throws will win this thing if they can hit about 2/3 of them.
All right, 45-38 right now, 7-point lead for the Warriors. Snow Canyon sophomore Owen Mackey to the line, and nothing but the bottom of the net. Mackey's got 15.
It's cold as ice, man. Those free throws, the last 3 free throws for Mackey have been perfect.
As the late Stuart Scott would say, as cool as the other side of the pillow.
That's right.
One of my favorite broadcasters, favorite sayings. Second one, no. Anderson Foreman almost had the rebound and squirts out of there. Here comes Carter. Do they need a 3? Or do you want to go 2 here, guys?
3.
Roberts didn't have one available. Carter's going to have to take it. And it is too strong. Rebound Warner. Flyers got to foul again quickly if they can't get a steal. We're under a minute to play. Still haven't fouled. Finally, they foul Mackey. 50 seconds to go. Warriors by 8.
I think the way the Warriors are shooting free throws, you can't trade 2 for 2. It was a tough 3 attempt there by Carter, but I think you've got to start just shooting 3s to get back in.
Maybe move the ball, swing it to the other side, though, because the 3s on this near side were not open at all.
Warriors trying to close out their first state championship in 20 years. It was 2002. The guy you mentioned earlier was part of
Nick
that.
Hammer, yeah.
That was their last state championship.
I remember him shooting 3s out at like 35 feet and swishing them.
I remember being at that game, but I was not broadcasting that game, but I do remember it. I started at the radio station in 03, just missed that season. Mackey gets them both. 2 big Fabulous Freddy's free throws. He's got 17. It's a game high. Whip pass to Dyer. Dyer's going to drive. He'll kick it out to Lemke. Back to Roberts. Roberts got to take a double clutch 3, and it hits the back iron, no good. Simmons, high rebound, huge. Red Rock Real Estate rebound. Jump ball or a foul. They're going to call a foul. Lyman Simmons walking to the line, and the Warrior fans can smell it. They can feel it. They can taste it.
Remember, Dixie pulled within 3. It was 41-38. Since then, 7-0 Snow Canyon run.
Yeah, that was that Barbin 3 that cut the lead in half. You're right.
About 2
it was
minutes.
Right at the 4-minute mark.
Oh, 4 minute, okay.
Have not been able to get shots to go since then. Simmons to the line. His first free throw attempt of the night is good. He's got 11.
How about the rotation? That was short, but it rolled over the rim and in.
Lyman Simmons for one more.
Bryson Baker, the senior, coming in for Snow Canyon.
Lyman is a 74% free throw shooter. Call's coming back in for the shooter. Get your seniors back out there. I love that. Great gesture by Coach Meacham.
Got the red Auerbach cigar. Do you think it's over there?
Pretty much, I'd say so.
Yeah, they're celebrating. Warriors can feel it. 12-point lead, 50-38. Simmons checks out, gets a little curtain call. He's got 12. Mackey's got 17. Call's got 8. Hammer's got 8. Flyers trying to get a shot. It'll be Dyer, leap and lean 3. Got it. Cam Dyer's first field goal. He's got 4 points. Lob it ahead to Call. Call will hold. Now whip it to Foreman. Pump fake. And he's going to be able to kick it to Call. Call just wants a run clock. And finally the foul comes, and Call will head to the line with 7.5 seconds to go.
Well, the championship trophy is coming back to Santa Clara area. Snow Canyon, hey, first to 50, didn't we say? They got 50
hey, look
points.
at that, AG on the number. I think.
Weren't you trying to lower it to 40 a minute ago?
I was cute.
Well, the way that first half was played, it was 16-14 at the half.
Yeah.
Scoring has picked up in the second half. Timeout on the floor, brought to you by the Scott Gibson team. We're not going anywhere. 7.5 seconds to go.
For Snow Canyon, I think they served notice by going undefeated in the preseason rather. And I think it opened our eyes. Remember, preseason media poll, we had Dixie winning the region. Snow Canyon, though, served notice early on, undefeated in preseason. Went through region play, won the championship at 10-2. A real deal squad. This is not a cheap championship. They earned it every step of the way.
I agree. And this was the rubber match. They split the regular season meetings, both winning by 5 on the other team's court, nonetheless. In the Call.
And the first time either one of them will get to 50 in all 3 games.
Soaking it up. Throw it in the air. Warriors are your 4A boys basketball state champs. The celebration. They're enjoying it, Warrior Nation. First championship in 20 years. And a tip of the cap and a shout out to the Dixie Flyers. Gave it everything they had tonight, but the final 50-41, Snow Canyon gets the win.
What a season. 2-loss team, number 1 in the RPI all throughout, had all the expectations about midway through the year to be the team, and they finished the job. Credit, Coach Roberts and the Dixie Flyers for getting here. They battled and kept it close with a really good team, and good news for Coach Roberts, you got a bunch of guys coming back next year on this Flyer team.
You think about the core, junior, that's Lyman Simmons, junior, Bowen Hammer, sophomore, Owen Mackey. I know you lose some great seniors who made some great plays today, but the core of your team is underclassmen.
Yes, absolutely. For both of these teams, and we'll see. I know Dixie loses guys like Bronson Barbin, but they've got Roberts and Lemke and some other coming back who will be crucial next season. We got Devin Dixon down there. We'll have to get him with the winning coach and maybe a couple players in our Johnson Pediatrics post-game show. How about Zach Call? I mean, holy moly. He came in. We'll talk about who we want to give the player of the game to, but the senior came in and totally changed the momentum towards Snow Canyon, made 8 points in a row. He's down there hugging his teammates. What a scene for the Snow Canyon Warriors.
If memory serves, Dixie had just taken the lead on a 3 by Barbin. And then Call came in and energized his team changed the course of this basketball game. Zach Call, a role player, becomes the leading man today.
Yeah, 100%. As just finishing up, hugging some respect, showing their Coach Roberts and Coach Meacham, two of the best in Region 10. We're going down to the
Lyman Simmons with me. Lyman, how's it feel? State 4A champs, buddy.
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world. We've worked really hard for this, and it just feels so good to accomplish it.
Tell me about that second half. You really got it going in the second half.
The second half, I said to myself, I'm going to go at it, and I'm going to go play hard because there's no tomorrow after this, and we went out and played really hard.
There is a tomorrow for you. You're just a junior, buddy. Enjoy it. Go soak it up with your teammates. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, let's get Coach Meacham on here. Coach, how's it feel? 4A state champs. What a battle, buddy.
It's unbelievable. These kids are I love coaching them. It's been awesome every single day in practice, and they've just fought through a lot of things, and they expected to be here. I'm just so proud of them.
Tell me about Zach Call. I mean, he had a role in this team. 8 points in a row. That gave you guys a little bit of separation that second half.
He just did what we asked of him. He come in, and when Lyman was in foul trouble through the year, he was always that spark. He's such a great young man, and just proud of him.
You got a lot of talent coming back, but take me through this one. I mean, the mid-range jumpers from Bowen and Owen. It seemed like Owen down the stretch really got to the line.
Well, both those guys are very, talented. They all just did the second half looking for the right kind of shots. And I thought the first half the ball was kind of sticking a little bit, but I loved our defensive effort, and they were all bought in.
What an atmosphere. Dixie, Snow Canyon, Crosstown to have it here. It's the Warriors' first championship since the 02 season. 20 years, Coach, and you got it done.
It's amazing. I've had a lanyard that just says making history all year, and I've kept looking at that thing, and I just so proud of these guys stepped up and made it happen.
Lyman Simmons, you got him back next year, but in the second half, they didn't double him as much. They kind of took him out in the first half. He was patient tonight.
Yeah, he just has done that all year. He's taken what the defense has given him. He's improved with rebounding and assists, and he's defending a lot better.
Coach, they're doing pictures. I got to let you go. I'll get some more players in a minute, guys. That's Coach Meacham.
What a season. Coach Doug Meacham, AG, got the job done with big expectations, and they finished the job here tonight.
I love it. He had a lanyard all year long that said making history, a little fulfilling of a prophecy, I guess, as they get their 23rd win on the season. And Snow Canyon is your state champions. And, boy, look at the celebration down on the court as they award the trophy. You think about all the parts that come into a championship team. And you and I, when we were talking in pregame, talking about dark horses, guys that were going to make a difference, neither one of us mentioned really, maybe in passing, Call. And yet, Call really, in that stretch there, changed this entire game.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach Call, he is so athletic, like just a huge smile on his face. And what a moment. And we got Devin. We got Devin again. Go ahead, Devin.
Join the Warrior team, and then in first season you guys playing together, you guys take the ship.
It's the best ever. It's just like a dream come true, Little kids playing basketball together, and now we're state championship together. It's crazy. I never thought this would ever happen.
You had to go through a region team. Talk about Dixie. They had a great season, but you guys got it done.
They're just such a good team. They play such good defense. They move the ball well. We'll be excited to see them next year.
What is this feeling like for you guys? We'll try to describe it right now. So much early practice, so many shots going up. And for you got other sports to worry about.
It's just like a dream. Growing up, you see teams play. You're like, you never think you're going to make it there. And then you're here and you do it. It's just kind of like an unreal experience. It's amazing.
Talk about your teammates. They kind of shut down Lyman a little bit in that first half. He only had 2 points, but Lyman got to go in the second half. And that alley-up slam putback he had, that got the crowd going, huh, Owen?
Yes. Lyman's such a good player. He helps us in so many ways. We have such a deep bench. Everybody on the team helps. The bench is fantastic, always getting warnings.
I'll let you guys go soak it up. Will Warner, Owen Mackey, enjoy. Back up to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Devin.
Wow, a big win against Snow Canyon, beating a fellow region team. Let's take a minute to talk about Dixie. I think they got better, and that's the thing about it. Snow Canyon served notice early. They were very good. We knew they were going to be very good. I think Dixie was just, pretty good early on. They got better and better and better, made it all the way to the state championship game.
Coach Roberts has won a state championship with the Dixie Flyers just a couple years ago. I think the coaching performance that he did this year with this group and how much better that they got from the beginning, especially when you lose your best, arguably your best player who's averaging 24 points a game, and you still make it to the state title and are right in it pretty much the whole time. That is an amazing. And the second half adjustments they made. Kean Webb comes out with an advantage in the post. He goes for 9 points. They totally flipped the game plan on their head. I mean, Coach Roberts has a ton to be proud of with this group and how much they got. I mean, we talk about them like they're like a most improved type team, but they made it to the state championship, and that is remarkable, and they almost took it. But Snow Canyon, it was just their year. And so looking at the smiles on the faces, guys like Walker Morrison, who has been playing number 10 there for Snow Canyon, has been playing varsity ball since he was a freshman too, and kind of evolved and was willing to be a team player, come off the bench this year, worked through an injury on senior night at the Jungle. He basically got a standing ovation for all the stuff he's done for the program, his commitment to being a team guy, and just so awesome, I'm sure, for the Snow Canyon fans to see this group of players fulfill what everybody knew they had the potential to do.
Yeah, it could have been sour grapes. Guys saying, you know what, I'm not getting as much playing time as I was 2 years ago. What's wrong with this? Instead, guys like Call, guys like Morrison said, you know what, I want to be a part of a champion, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, Coach. It's kind of like changing positions in football. Maybe you were a running back. Coach said, I need you at linebacker. Say, you know what, whatever it takes to win, Coach. That's what those guys did. They sacrificed for the good of the team, and look at that now. They're cutting down the net.
All right, thanks for being with us. We're going to take a 1-minute break. When we come back, we'll have some more of the Johnson Pediatric post-game show. We'll name our player of the game as well as our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker play of the game live from the Burns Arena. 1-minute break. We'll be back right after this.
We know it takes an entire community to make Southern Utah thrive. You will see us on the fields, on the courts, at festivals, and in the schools, and everywhere in between. From Southern Utah's Auto Mall, we help you create memories that bolster joy in our community. It's the reason why we've got it made in Southern Utah and why you've got it made at Stephen Wade.
Communities are built
one connection at a time.
Lives are changed
one moment at a time.
At TDS, we believe in the power of people. We believe in the power of community.
We believe in the power of connection.
So far, over 1,000 employees
have given over 16,000 hours of time
to over 1,000 organizations.
And we're just getting started.
Because we believe the power of doing good together
powers better tomorrows for us all.
An Inter-Region 10 matchup for the state championship. Snow Canyon gets the victory over Snow Canyon. Thanks for being with us. Dr. Cody Johnson and his staff will make your kids feel right at home at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry. You see why so many are choosing Johnson Pediatrics. Give them a call at 628-0511 and ask for the new patient special. Let's go through the stats from the state title game. Snow Canyon led by Owen Mackey. He had 17 points, including a bunch of crucial free throws down the stretch for the Warriors. Lyman Simmons had 12 points, just 2 in the first half. He came on strong, including a huge putback dunk that got the crowd on their feet when they extended the lead. Bowen Hammer had 8 points. Walker Morrison had 3 points. And Zach Call, 8 points, all in the third quarter. And I think he's got an argument for perhaps the player of the game. Over for Dixie, Bronson Barbin had 10 points, including 2 second-half threes. He was awesome. How about Kean Webb? 9 points, all in the third quarter. He was tremendous, doing what his team needed him to do, become an offensive player, usually a defensive specialist. Kyle Lemke with half, and then he had several more in the second half, trying to tally them all up here. I think he finished with around 12 points for the Flyers. Cam Dyer with a free throw, and Jordan Roberts with 2 points. Burnsy, welcome to the broadcast, buddy. Rustin Burnside jumping on. He's going to co-host Region 10 live wrap-up show brought to you by Buck's Ace Hardware a little bit later. Rustin, what a game, what a season, but what was your initial impression of the state title, man?
They did it. Snow Canyon did it. And there's something to be said, because when you are projected as the number one team and you come throughout the season as the number one team and you're 17-0 at one point, you have a massive target on your back. And how many times have we seen whatever throughout history, sports history, whether it's March Madness, whether it's the high school level, whatever you look at, it's not very often that the true number one seed walks away with the championship. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. Snow Canyon, number one. They go throughout the season as number one, and they get it done. It just doesn't happen a ton. Look at the NBA seeds, whoever's number one. Look at the college seeds, whoever's number one. It's not often that a true number one seed actually walks away, because everyone always gives them their best shot. Snow Canyon took multiple best shots this year, including one from Dixie in the regular season in region play, and they withstood it all. Good for them.
The semifinal game you called last night, a crazy shot they took from Skyview, and were able to hold on and get the win. All right, Devin, time now for our Ernie's 2 Sinclair Station Player of the Game. I know who I'm leaning towards, but I'm curious what your thoughts are. Owen Mackey led him with 17 points. Zach Call had 8. Lyman Simmons with 12. Bowen Hammer with 8.
Yeah, it's either the Call because of all the energy and those 8 in the third that gave them a little separation, or it's Mackey for me tonight. I almost feel like Mackey's becoming the premier scoring guard in the region right before our eyes.
Absolutely.
But for some reason, I want to go with the senior Zach Call. I just love what Meacham said. He knew his role. He didn't complain, didn't get as many minutes as some of these other guys. But when you're on such a talented team, there's just not enough minutes to go around sometimes. And so I almost want to lean Call. I just thought the energy he brought.
That's where I'm leaning. Holy cow.
Let's make it official.
I mean, Dixie, I think, may have just tied it or maybe taken a 1-point lead, and then Call just went off 8 points in a row to kind of flip the game on its head. Zach Call, our Ernie's 2 Sinclair Station player of the game. Check out Ernie's 2 Sinclair Station, best chicken strips in the West.
And I just got to say, in regards to that, too, on Zach Call, there were region games that I called this year where Zach ended up with, I barely saw him on the floor type situation, because he just wasn't the right fit. Down in crunch time in the state championship, Zach Call's on the floor. And why is that? Because he brings that energy. And so he goes from just basically being ready when your number's called. That's exactly the story of Zach Call, and he did it in the biggest setting that you could possibly ask for.
I'm going to try to get Zach Call up here. I want to talk to Zach Call. I mean,
all right.
I thought, and I said it at the time during the broadcast, the right call, Zach Call, because he was just really that spark that they needed in a tight one when he came in that third quarter. And we'll see if we can get him up here. Well, I'll work on that.
All right.
You got to let him cut down the nets a little bit first, right, guys?
Absolutely.
I think so.
That's an awesome scene down there as they're lowered the rim down, and now they don't even need a ladder anymore these days. All right, let's do our Appliance Wholesalers Plus. You think the Body Direct can save that? Appliance Wholesalers Plus. What do you think?
I got the two-hand alley-oop put back by Lyman Simmons marked down. I thought that was kind of the exclamation point. I mean, he just kind of came out of nowhere, just perfect off the rim. I kind of leaned that one. I'm trying to think what else you guys.
That's the one I was thinking.
Is that the way you're thinking too?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of Call's, buckets too, but I think we spread it out. Lyman Simmons with the putback jam. The crowd absolutely erupted. And Dixie was never able to fully recover from that lead. And Lyman Simmons, we were calling for him after the first half. Lyman's got to be a beast in the second half, and he absolutely was. And that was his biggest play of the game. So Lyman Simmons, our AWP, Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the game. Check out AWP, open to the public across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart. We're going to take a 1-minute break. We're going to transition out of the Johnson Pediatric postgame show and into the Region 10 wrap-up show. We're going to try to get Zach Call up to join us. Thanks for being with us. 1-minute break. Back with more extended postgame right after this.
Are you unsure about your flooring and window covering projects? Look no further than the experts at Brent's Interiors. Brent's Interiors has been inspiring the people of St. George and surrounding areas with our beautiful showroom full of flooring and window coverings. Our incredible design team can help educate you on all the newest design, styles, and color options. Brent's Interiors, just another reason friends send friends to Brent's Interiors, a Flooring America dealer. Visit Brent's Interiors, flooringamerica.com.
ESPN 97.7 is proud to be your exclusive broadcast partner for Vegas Golden Knights hockey in Southern Utah. Listen to the Golden Knights on ESPN 97.7 all season long as they battle to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals. ESPN 97.7, your home for Vegas Golden Knights hockey. Go Knights, go.
This is Dr. Burke from Burke and Beckstrom Orthodontics. Did you know that you don't need a referral from your dentist to visit us? That's right. We offer complimentary consultations with no strings attached, no pressure, and no referral needed. We are often asked, what is the best age for me to take my child in to see you? We are in agreement with the American Association of Orthodontists and want to do the first orthodontic consultation at age 7.
Wrap-up show, and we're going to tie a bow on the entire season, including the playoffs, as Devin Dixon going down once again to try to get Zach Call and some other Snow Canyon Warriors, newly crowned state champs, for our Region 10 Wrap-Up Show, built by Buck's Ace Hardware. Also appreciate Ideal Home and Paint and Anodyne Pain and Wellness helping us bring you Region 10 Wrap-Up Show. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson, thanks so much for being with us as we see Kenny Cundy, assistant coach for Snow Canyon, using the scissors to get his portion of the net. Gives a big hug to Doug Meacham. Burnsy, what a season, man. It always flies by, and the Warriors are champs.
It's amazing to me that we're already at this point. You know, you start with preseason, and that seems to go by quickly, and then region plays over before you know it, and just like that, we're cutting the nets down here at the Burns Arena. And I have to say this, all credit to Snow Canyon. Dixie fought absolutely fantastic season for the Flyers, especially with their star player, their main scorer, Risco Brooks, only playing 8 games all year with that face fracture, I believe it was. So hats off to them. But it was a great year for basketball in the girls division and the boys division, whatever it was. There's so many talented players here, and the best part about it, a lot of these talented players, they're young. We're talking sophomores, we're talking juniors. Yep. You get to see them again next year, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of it.
All right, Devin down on the floor. We're going to hopefully get Walker Morris in here. We'll go down to live to Devin with Walker.
One of the seniors on the state championship team. Walker, what's it feel like, man? You've been in this program for years and years. Another senior, Zach Call, with me. We'll talk with him in a second, but how's it feel right now, buddy?
It's been so long, 4 years, and I've just expected this every year, and the fact that we got it, and I love our teammates. I think we had the right group to do it. I love them.
Zach, you came in and provided a spark. In fact, the guys just named you player of the game because of the 8 straight points at the end of that third quarter, man. You had to kind of accept the role, both of you guys. You got so much talented team. There's almost not enough minutes to go around. Take me through that 8-point-in-a-row stretch.
I don't know. I just went in. I had a lot of energy cooped up. I had the adrenaline. I walked in, and I just did what I had to do.
You know, it was a point in the season where I think it was an alley-oop dunk, and I looked over on the bench, and you had the dunk, and I saw Simmons jump to the roof. I mean, the bench brought a lot of energy to the starters.
It goes in a circle, right? The starters bring energy to the bench players, and the bench players bring energy to the starters. Everyone works for everyone.
Well put, buddy. Walker, you're known for that three-point shot. Got that one early going. I mean, what's tonight? What's the Warrior Nation going to do tonight? Your crowd was amazing. Talk about your student body section.
That was huge. That's the biggest we've ever seen before, and we needed them. Without them, hardly any of this would happen. But, yeah, that 3 came in, and, I mean, all those hours putting in, and you're ready for the state championship moment. Wouldn't trade for the world.
Talk about having to go through a Region 10 team, and talk about how great opponent Dixie is, Zach.
They are a great opponent. They're probably one of our best opponents. Actually, they are our best opponent because they were in the finals with us. But, yeah, it's exciting going against someone in our region. You know, it just kind of shows everyone else that we're dominant in our region. Like, our region shows everyone. And I'm glad it's here. I'm glad we played in Dixie.
Back-to-back region champs. It was Cedar last year, beating Desert Hills. Snow Canyon over Dixie. Couple seniors, guy. Zach Call, Walker Morris. Enjoy it. Don't get any trouble tonight, fellas.
Got you. We won't. No.
Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Double D, down there with Walker Morrison and Zach Call, our player of the game. You're listening to the Region 10 wrap-up show built by Buck's Ace Hardware. Appreciate Ideal Home and Pain, Anodyne Pain and Wellness, as well as Eagle Gate Title and Luke Udy and Associates helping us bring you the wrap-up show. All right, Burnsy, let's talk some postseason awards. We're kind of anticipating, look, what are the all region teams going to be like that? But let's start with the all-tournament team and just kind of conjecture and put in our head into the ring of what we think. I know you've done some research, analyzed some stats. Obviously, there's going to be some players from these two excellent teams who played for the state championship. But let's take a peek at the top performers from the tournament and what a tournament it was once again here in 2022. Who stands out to you this year?
Yeah, and really ultimately this list, there's going to be a lot of good players left off of it that had great seasons, great performances, but we're looking at the most consistent in the tournament itself or in the playoffs itself. You didn't have to actually be here in the Burns. We're talking round 1, round 2, and so on. I kind of singled it down to teams that ended up playing more than one game,
sure,
just for longevity and things such as that. I think in the guard rotation, starting with the Dixie Flyers, who are on the losing end tonight, you got to go with Grant Carter. He had 30 points in 2 games for the Flyers, and then, of course, his efforts tonight. I know his shot wasn't really falling like he probably wanted it to, but prior to this, he had more points than any Flyer in the playoffs, filling in Brooks's role, who they've missed all year. He kind of became that guy. Lemke led him in scoring in the regular season. Carter led him in the playoffs, and I think he was really solid for this Dixie team, especially in that win against Ridgeline.
Oh, man, he was so good at going to the rim, one of the quickest guys in the region. Love watching Grant Carter.
I think now transitioning to that other guard spot, I'm going to go with Carter Davis of the Skyview Bobcats. This is a kid who is not the leading scorer, junior up there in Skyview for this squad. Averaged 19.6 points per game in the playoffs. That's 3 games that he had to play. They did not have a bye like Dixie and like Snow Canyon. 3 specific games that Carter Davis suited up for against Mountain Crest, Crimson Cliffs, and Snow Canyon. Averaged 19.6, paced the way for the #1 offense here at state, and that included 10 triples right down the barrel. So I'm going to go with Carter Davis in that other guard spot in the alternate team. Honorable mentions, I think Owen Mackey, Bowen Hammer, all deserving. I also think Caden Cox of Ridgeline, very, very deserving. He had a great first game against Green Canyon, 22 points, 4 triples, but Dixie did a good job locking him down, so Caden Cox also an honorable mention.
All right, let's move into the front court on our conjecture, what we think all tournament teams should be this year.
And I think right here, debatable if you want to put him as a guard, a forward, whatever, but I'm looking at Zab Santana for the Cedar Reds. I know their postseason defending champs didn't go the way they wanted it to go, but he was supernova, had 442 points on the year, and here when it came to tourney time, he put up 39 in that 3 overtime win over Desert Hills, was their leading scorer in that tough loss against Dixie. I know it wasn't a very high-scoring game, but Zab paced the way, and the way he scored that first game against Desert Hills, the way he scored all year long, I think he's very deserving. Other honorable mentions, Tanner Davis and of Brady Smith of Green Canyon, kind of sit there right next to Zab.
One of the funnest guys ever to watch in Region 10. I mean, I know he didn't get to the state championship again this year, but he won it last year. He was the tournament MVP last year, and was their number 1 guy, high usage, 39 points in 1 game, like you said. It took Dixie to the brink in the quarterfinal. So love that pick.
And now moving on to the bigs. I got to go with Crimson Cliffs' Jordan Eaton. Another team that didn't really get where they had expectations to get towards. Tough way to finish the season for Crimson Cliffs, getting so close to Skyview only to fall right there at the very end. But Jordan Eaton almost single-handedly advanced this Mustang team. Back-to-back games, 23 points against Bear River in round 1. Then he put up 25 against Skyview. Led him in scoring, led him in rebounds, and if hustle was a quantifiable statistic, Jordan Eaton would lead the Mustangs in hustle as well. I think he's very deserving. And honorable mention there, I would go with Peyton Knowles of Ridgeline, who has been fantastic, and Bronson Barbin of the Dixie Flyers.
Absolutely. Great picks. Yeah, love it so far. Let's go to the big man.
Big man, holding the trophy down there, we're number 32, Lyman Simmons. I think he's kind of the easy pick. Other guys that I would consider, Aaron Munson of Cedar. I would consider Lemke of Dixie as well. But for Lyman Simmons, averaging 12 points and 10 rebounds before the state championship game here tonight. And, of course, he did his part, brought the energy on that putback slam. So when you're doing that and you have the game-winning tip-in against Skyview to even put your team in this position to win a championship, the recognition knowing that Hammer's shot was short, clock winding down to put it back up in the semifinals, I think Lyman Simmons is your deserving big man for your tournament all-team.
And that's probably the play of the tournament. It's kind of like, I remember Ty Harrison's play last year over to get the win against Crimson Cliffs. Even though it wasn't in the state championship, I would say Simmons' game winner against Ridgeline, and then or against Skyview, and then he's probably the all-tournament player of the year, right? Because you always give it to the team that wins the state title.
You have to. There's no way around it. And you go with a guy like Simmons. Owen Mackey has been fantastic. He's somebody who really, Devin said it in the postgame shows, kind of took on that premier scoring role. He came into the season as the number 3 guy. You had Simmons, you had Hammer, and you had Mackey being just as good and just as valuable as those guys. And Bowen Hammer, one of the best three-point shooters in the state. But Lyman Simmons has been that rock. He's been that rock for a couple years now for Snow Canyon and will be so for another year to come.
You're listening to the Region 10 wrap-up show built by Bucks Ace Hardware. Also appreciate Ideal Home and Paint, Anodyne Pain and Wellness, Camping World, Finley Subaru, Eagle Gate Title, and Luke Judy and Associates helping us bring you extended post-game show here at the Burns Arena, where the Snow Canyon Warriors are newly crowned state champions. We're going to take another 60-minute break. We'll be back with more Region 10 Live right after this.
ESPN 97.7 is proud to be your exclusive broadcast partner for Vegas Golden Knights hockey in Southern Utah. Listen to the Golden Knights on ESPN 97.7 all season long as they battle to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals. ESPN 97.7, your home for Vegas Golden Knights hockey. Go Knights, go!
And the Region 10 wrap-up show built by Bucks Ace Hardware. Stop by Bucks Ace today for power tools, grills, best gun department. Bucks location at the Dino Crossing in St. George and in Hurricane, and now in Santa Clara. Thanks to Bucks Ace Hardware for sponsoring Region 10 wrap-up show. Also appreciate Ideal Home and Paint, Luke Udigan Associates, Eagle Gate Title, Finley Subaru, Camping World, and Anodyne Pain and Wellness for supporting Region 10 athletics all season long. All right, now we're going to do our Region 10 wrap-up show, a forecast of our opinion on all region this year, everything included, Burnsy. Let's start with the first team.
As it is any year, there's going to be some great names left off this list. Things are definitely subject to change, but I quickly kind of threw together what I felt were pretty solid predictions for what we're looking at. I think in the guard lineup, let's go first and foremost with Crimson Cliff's Hudson Haas. He was an honorable mention last year, kind of stepped into that main role situation this year for the Mustangs, averaged 14.7 points a game.
He was a killer.
44 triples on the year, and I know he had nights that were kind of off to his standards. I know the 9-point performance to finish the season was not what he was expecting, but the reality of it is throughout the season, Haas was lethal, and it had to be a defense's main priority on any given night. So I think Haas is going to be a really solid pick right around there. And kind of jumping from him, let's talk about the guy we already mentioned, the alternate team, Zab Santana. I feel like he's as good of a lock as any, right? Led entire Utah 4A classification in scoring the basketball. That's everybody, every region, every team. He was your number one scorer at 20.1 points a game. And here's the best part. 4.4 assists per game. That's number one in the state of Utah as well. Number one scorer, number one assist man, a hard thing to do.
And if they had consistent steal stats, he would be number one in steals.
Yeah.
Because every game, I go through the highlights, Zab it seemed like he had over 5 steals a game. Such a dynamic player in all phases. We're going to miss watching him play next year.
And to back that up, he's technically listed as second in steals. And you said it. Steal statistics are always pretty...
Yeah.
You never know how well they're actually tracked.
He was second in the region?
He's listed as second in the state. In steals.
Oh, in the state, yeah. Yeah, he was great.
Sorry, Utah 4A classification.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
who we got in the playing the 3?
Let's go with somebody like Lincoln Holmes for Desert Hills. I know the Thunder haven't got a ton of love here the last couple days. Had a tough loss there in that first round, triple overtime to Cedar. But Holmes finished the season on a hot streak. He scored no less than 19 points his last 4 games of the season. Went out on a strong note. Desert Hills was playing some of their best ball going into the postseason. Second in three-pointers made this year, 54, and 16 points a game for Lincoln Holmes.
All right, Lincoln Holmes gets the spot for the 3. Power forward, what do we like here, Rustin?
Jordan Eaton. Just who we talked about in the tournament team, 12.5 points a game, most consistent for Crimson Cliffs throughout the year. You could count on him any given night. He had 5 games of 20 points or more, and including 2 of them to end the year against Bear River, like we mentioned, in that tough loss to Skyview. I think Eaton's going to be deserving of a spot.
And I think everybody knows the big man, but let's talk about him anyway, playing the 5 on that first team.
Take it away.
Lyman Simmons.
There it is.
Am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah. 15.7 points a game, 8 rebounds a game. That led everybody in the entire Utah 4A classification. Simmons is not only deserving of the tournament team, but also, in my opinion, Region 10 first team.
All right, let's go through the second team. We got 5 more players for you. Our Region 10 live kind of conjecture, speculation of who might show up on the all-region teams.
I think let's go to Snow Canyon real quickly. There's so many players on the state championship team that you have to roll with here. I think Owen Mackey is going to be very deserving. Yep. And these guys are all interchangeable. I could see, a Mackey in favor of a Haas or anything along those lines. Just because they're currently listed second, I don't think that's going to be cemented by any means. He averaged 4 rebounds a game for a guard. That put him towards the top in Utah 4A. That's important to have somebody who can rebound at that pace. Not to mention 13.1 points per game. Led the Snow Canyon Warriors in scoring in multiple different occasions. He was not their main scorer, but like we saw tonight, AT, with his 17 points, he could be on any given night, and I feel he's going to definitely be deserving of that.
Completely agree. Owen Mackey will be on one of the teams for sure.
Yeah, and another guy I think is going to be probably Grant Carter, who ended up taking over that main ball handler responsibility, especially with the injury to Brooks. Carter this year, 11.2 points a game, 32 triples, 1.2 steals per game for Carter, and he really kind of became that guy when Dixie needed somebody. I know Lemke led the team in scoring, but Carter was the one who was always asked to create his own shot. Like we saw down the stretch here in this state championship game, Grant Carter ended up being the go-to option for the offense in tough situations. Had multiple games this year where he hit big triples to extend playing time or whatever it may be. So far, Mackey, Carter, and I cannot leave probably the 3 spot, 2 spot, 1 spot, wherever you want to put him because he's so versatile. Bowen Hammer, 1,000% deserving, 14.5 points a game, 44% three-point shooter. At one point, 17 games into the year, he was at 50% from beyond the arc, which is absolutely absurd, especially for the rate that he fires up shots. 56 threes on the year, second most made in the entire state.
Want to give a special thanks to our KSL viewers, 4astate.com, and all the guys that helped produce the entire tournament this year. Did such an amazing job with all the replays and everything else, as well as Stephen Wade Auto, the title sponsor this year, InfoWest, Adams Wealth, Down East, Serenity Blankets, Tonnequin, Stonecliff, Brent's Interiors, Nets on Fire, Johnson Pediatrics, Whitwer Hospitality, Snow and Jensen, State Bank, Holbrook Asphalt, TDS, BitSense, Fry Team, AWP, Pizza Factory, Reach Higher, and Luke Udy for helping us cover the state tournament in such a first-class way. I mean, all the replays, the HD cameras, multiple cameras, awesome job. We're going to say goodnight to our TV audience. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more Region 10 wrap-up show on the radio right after this. Welcome back, Region 10 wrap-up show. Rustin Burnside, Andy Thompson, built by Bucks Ace Hardware. Appreciate Bucks Ace, Ideal Home and Paint, Anodyne Pain and Wellness, as well as Camping World, Finley Subaru, Eagle Gate Title, and Luke Udy and Associates for helping us bring you the extended